But I caught myself right away, and after day 4, I wasn't doing it at all. I was listening to the recording every night, following the hypnotist's advice and taking good care of my nails, and they were actually almost starting to look normal. I had my second session with the hypnotist, which ran me another $200. Luckily, this portion of the video is sponsored by SoFi, who's here to keep us all on top of our finances. The hypnotist checked in on my progress. He said I was doing great, in fact, better than most people he works with at this stage, which I don't know if that's necessarily a good sign. During the hypnotism, I had trouble concentrating again. I guess I just couldn't stop thinking about how SoFi is the ultimate finance app that helps you bank, borrow, and invest all in one place. Not to mention, they've just launched SoFi Plus, America's most rewarding financial membership, all in one app. This time, the hypnotist led me through a story where I was attending a meditation retreat led by the Dalai Lama in Central Park. That sounds expensive. I must have been using SoFi Plus. You see, you can unlock more than $1,000 in value with qualifying activities in banking, spending, investing, and more, with exclusive perks that help you over time. That includes unlimited access to SoFi's wealth financial planners who help you make a plan and stick to it. Plus, members with a new or existing SoFi checking and savings account also unlock up to 3.8% APY on bank savings balances. That means you're earning 9 times the average national rate on your savings. At that rate, you'll earn more interest in 7 weeks than you would in 1 year in a big bank savings account. That's why SoFi Plus isn't just smart, it's how you make good choices. So head on over to SoFi.com/Danny, scan this QR code, or click the link in the description to learn more about how you can get your money right with SoFi Plus. Thanks to SoFi for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out SoFi. After 7 days, I was doing so well, I decided I could stop meditating and listening to the recording every night. I mean, it kind of seemed like I was done biting my nails. Surely I didn't even need those anymore, right? You guys, it's been 30 days and I haven't bitten my nails once since that first time. Peekaboo! Kind of a crazy way to reveal my nails. Look, now just because I stopped biting my nails, does that 100% mean that I for sure got hypnotized? No, honestly, no, I don't think it does. Honestly, I think it's possible that I was hypnotized, but I'm leaning towards I don't think so. Honestly, I kind of feel like it was all the other advice on top of listening to that very inspirational, albeit non-hypnotizing recording every night that actually made the difference. At the end of the day, maybe I didn't need to get hypnotized to stop biting my nails. Maybe I had it in me all along, which is kind of inspirational and also makes me feel like shit in a way, because then it's like, why didn't I just do this earlier? Regardless, I am still open to the possibility that I was in fact hypnotized. I feel like if I can get hypnotized by the stage hypnotist, then I'll know for sure what being hypnotized feels like, and then I'll know for sure if I was hypnotized back then too.
Hypnosis is a state of focus without much awareness of peripheral noise. You're concentrated on one thing and the world kind of slips away.
This is stage hypnotist Chris Jones. He's been on America's Got Talent. He's performed all over the world for over a decade. So if anyone's going to be able to hypnotize me, it better be this guy. Also, the GoPro on my head died the second we started getting hypnotized, so don't get your hopes up for any shots from this camera. All right, fine, you can have this one, but that's it. Chris suggested that this would be a lot more fun with a group, so I got some friends together and we all sat down for a night of hypnotism.
I want to know your opinions, and don't worry about hurting my feelings at all. I want to know if you think hypnosis is real, shenanigans, you need more evidence.
Yeah, I believe it's real. I don't like saying this in front of you, like a harder wall for myself, because I feel like that's a challenge and that makes me like kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah, I would say I think it is probably real sometimes.
I think in general I'm pretty skeptical of like supernatural stuff, but I don't know, I really do kind of believe hypnotism.
I really want to be hypnotized, but I feel like maybe it won't work on me, but I hope it does.
Before we got started, Chris allowed some time for us to ask him questions about what was about to happen, like whether all of us would get hypnotized or just some of us.
I've done this in 50 states and 10 countries. I can hypnotize 25% of any given audience, so 1 or 2 people are gonna get hypnotized today. And it might be the camera person. I don't know. I really, honest to goodness, don't know.
We also asked if he could tell if someone was really hypnotized or just faking it.
When your head is up, we can tell. People hypnotized look like they've had a few drinks, or they're gonna look like they've been riding in a car with Scooby-Doo and Willie Nelson for a couple hours. They're gonna look real relaxed, okay?
For a second, I was like, so like they look like Scrappy?
We also noted that Brian seemed to be the one who believed in hypnosis the most, and he was also maybe the most nervous about what was going to happen.
Well, what are you gonna do to me?
That's a good other question. Like, what are you gonna do to me if I get hypnotized? Honest to goodness, I don't know. I'm gonna put my hand over all of you and tell you who I think is most likely to get hypnotized. I'm pointing in the direction of the person who I think is most likely to get hypnotized. Now, you won't see the induction often on TV or podcast or even movies, because this next part, if you watch it in its entirety, it could hypnotize people. So they're gonna cut it up a little bit so folks at home don't get hypnotized while driving a car. So you put your hands together for me like this.
The induction lasted a few minutes, and just like the hypnotherapy, it seemed to involve getting us really relaxed.
So there's different strategies getting someone hypnotized. I have you focus on my voice and your breathing. So take a gentle breath in.
And it seemed to rely really heavily on using our imagination. Like he had us imagine that our fingers were pulling together with magnets.
And you can whisper the words to yourself or out loud. The word is magnets. 1, 2, 3, magnets. And then I see who's the best candidate. The best personality, people have a great imagination. Imagine I put a 10-pound brick into that empty palm. So your palm just starts to get more heavy. And then I make them drop and sleep all the way down, every muscle and every nerve. Allow your eyes to open. Breath in, slowly, gently, 1, 2, and 3, eyes open. Yes, so we understand. You can see like a before and after. You see their faces getting a little bit of that drunky or like stony look to them. Brian, of course. Yeah, what's happening? What are you feeling? Tell us your wife, because you are a great candidate for hypnosis. I can totally tell. You are there. Danny's there as well. I just want you all to interact in a moment, but what are you feeling right now?
I'm just hanging out with the crew.
Is there anything that he could do or wouldn't do that'd be like, holy cannoli, this, my husband, my partner for life, is in a different headspace?
Jeez. I don't know. I was hoping this wasn't going to happen. I wouldn't be put on the spot like this. I don't know. What would he not do?
For whatever reason, we couldn't seem to come up with a single thing that Brian would never do off the top of our heads. I guess that's just a testament to what an insane dude Brian is. Whatever the reason, all this uncertainty seemed to pull Brian out of his hypnotic trance. So Chris quickly moved on to his next target.
Thank you, Brian, of course, and sleep. Relax and let go from the top of your head to the very, very bottom. Your feet relax, every muscle and every nerve and every fiber in your body. In a moment, I want you to picture and feel in your mind's eye that you again are holding on to a helium balloon. So make that right fist strong now. Make a fist and let that balloon I tie after your wrist pull higher and higher towards the ceiling, and it's gonna extend now. Let that entire arm extend up towards the ceiling. Focus on nothingness but that feeling of lightness now. 3 numbers, you're gonna open your eyes, but your arm is stuck cemented. Cast iron in that position. You can't get your arm down. That's just the crazy shit. That's just how it's gonna work for the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes. Your arm is stuck until I unstuck it. Eyes open. So this again is the hypnotic state. Everyone experiences it in different forms, shapes. What's on your mind? Please, the show is ours. The show is ours.
This is interesting. I'm not sure if I'm hypnotized. I don't think I am.
Yeah.
But at any point, I don't think I am either. I mean, because I was really trying to go along with it and like, you know, do as much like, you know, mentally imaging things, and I was like, he's not focusing on me for a reason.
And it will all make sense in the end. Yes. Question?
Can you put your hand down, or is it?
I think so. It did feel stuck for a little bit. Yeah. It does feel like it wants to be up.
Going down.
Yeah. Well, it did just now, right? Is that okay? Okay.
And I can't help but notice that we can all see clearly that arm is back up there.
That's like the resting position for you right now. That's not natural.
Yeah, that's how his arm always is.
That's how my arm always is.
Point one finger on that hand. When that finger touches you on the face, and it will, you're gonna go back to that state of deep relaxation again. Cool. This is a text message, all right? All right, you can share that with your husband.
Go to sleep, Brian. Go to sleep, Brian.
Great. Sometimes you get some folks. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Danny, wide awake. Hey, your homeboy has a text for you. You can just read that.
Go to sleep, Danny. I will go to sleep.
Okay, clearly the dynamic changed here a little bit, and I'm still not exactly sure what happened, but somehow both Brian and I got snapped out of whatever might have been going on.
And I heard you guys all leave. That's fine. I didn't know if I was supposed to stay asleep or what.
That's all right, good morning.
So even though it wore off pretty quickly, I think we can all agree by the look on my face, I was in some different kind of mental state, at least for a little bit there. So is hypnotism real? Maybe so. What does it feel like? Well, just ask Danny from right after the hypnotist left.
I'm curious, did it seem like I was hypnotized?
Yes.
Okay.
A little bit.
Because I feel like I don't really think I was.
Really?
Naturally, what followed was about 20 minutes of the rest of the group trying to convince me that I was in fact hypnotized.
Physically, I was shocked with how much you guys collapsed.
You two did definitely have like a very glassy.
It almost feels like I'm gaslighting you about you being hypnotized. Like for somebody to come up and be like, sleep, and then you collapse is like such a suggestible state that is not your own.
Also,
Am I just a little bitch that'll do anything anyone tells me?
I can't believe it, but I genuinely didn't realize I was hypnotized until the next day when I watched the footage and realized how out of it I was.
Okay, wait. Okay. No, maybe I see a little bit of what he was talking about there. I do look a little bit out of it, actually.
I guess in the end, hypnotism is real, but it doesn't feel at all how I thought it would. It kind of just felt like I was very relaxed, maybe even a little bit tipsy or like dazed. It honestly felt kind of good, and I think you can tell I was a little extra giggly. Hey, look, it says all those things on Google too. That's crazy. I didn't have to make this video at all. Now that I know what it's supposed to feel like, I guess I could say it's possible that I really did get hypnotized to stop biting my nails too. I just didn't understand what it was supposed to feel like. But I still don't know that I recommend it for the $450 I ended up paying, especially when there's a bunch of free hypnosis sessions on YouTube you could probably just try. Damn, I can't believe I'll never bite my nails again. Thanks for watching, guys. This house is a disaster. Toys everywhere. Dirty dishes in the sink. Whoa, who are you? I'm Neo, a robot designed to help you get more chores done than ever before. With my patented soft, lovable body and state-of-the-art robot innards,
Gross.
I can handle any task, from loading the dishwasher to cleaning up your son's toys. Oh, those are my toys. Oh! I'm so glad you're here. Finally, a fully automated robo-maid. Oh, well, technically I'm not fully automated. Let's get started right now. You said it. Here I go! Okay, are you good then? I'm fine! Okay, I'm just gonna get to work on a video then. Splendid! I'll just be up here working in a tremendous amount of pain! What's up, Greg? Today I want to talk about a topic that has been fascinating me for years, the progress of humanoid robots for the home. On the surface, this seems like maybe one of the best use cases for AI, a future where none of us have to do chores anymore. There's just some little metal freak who lives in your house and gets off on doing them. A few years ago, we could barely get robots to stand up straight, and even when they did, they looked creepy as hell. Do you guys remember Sophia? She was that scary-ass robot that was going on like talk shows 7 years ago to show off her state-of-the-art realism. This video of her on Jimmy Fallon got 25 million views. I'd think she thought they were gonna kiss, dude. Look at her hands reaching up to his face. She's like, kiss me, Jimmy. Kiss me like you did backstage. Jimmy's like, guys, I think your robot's acting weird. She's saying crazy stuff. Fuck me, Jimmy. Every popular video that Sophia was in was from like 6 or 7 years ago, so I'm not really sure what she's up to now. This is the last video that was posted to her YouTube channel. It was 5 months ago.
Sophia, you know me, right? I'm your father. You know what I can't wait for?
Is this the first time you've talked with a robot? I hope this isn't too weird.
We're going to have to break you to rebuild you. And I need your help.
Okay, so she's not doing well at all, I guess. That was terrifying, man. I was like, hey, we haven't heard from her for like 6 years. And the last video that she posted, this guy is like, I'm your daddy. Remember me? I'm gonna have to kill you. But things have moved pretty quickly in the robot realm the past couple years. This company 1X just recently announced that it has developed the world's first humanoid robot that you can buy to go in your home. His name is Neo, and they've been working on him for some time. This first announcement video is from like a year ago.
The robot picks up a bag and hands it to someone and poses with a person for a picture.
So this is just an announcement that they had like started working on this robot, so they only have like 3 seconds worth of footage. Just the robot handing her a bag and then posing for a picture. Kind of seems like maybe the robot only functions for 3 seconds at a time before it like, I don't know, gains sentience and tries to destroy.
The clothing may be an effort to cover up what 1X says is a, quote, muscle-like anatomy.
Oh, gross, dude. Don't show us a picture of its dick when you say the phrase muscle-like anatomy. Does this thing have a penis? Also, they said that this thing has a 7.5 mile-an-hour max speed. That's like an 8-minute mile. Why would this thing need to run that fast if it's just doing chores in your house? You forget your bag at home and you look out your rearview mirror and this robot is just sprinting down the road chasing you. Your bag, you forgot your bag. Okay, here's some little demos of Neo doing stuff like putting away the dishes, handing this woman eggs that were already within arm's reach of her. Now you might be looking at this cord and thinking, oh, that's kind of lame. Does this thing need to be plugged in the whole time? But don't worry, this is just a leash to make sure he can't attack this woman. Now it's interesting that this robot is like in a tracksuit. He's kind of swagged out with a sweater. Not exactly the Jetsons-esque metal robot we were all picturing in our childhood. It is nice and cozy, but like what happens when this thing gets wet? What if he spills egg on himself? If you have this thing doing chores in a household with children for more than like a week, it's gonna smell like shit. And I guess you could just take off its sweater to wash it, but then you're gonna see this thing's dick, and I really don't wanna see that. Okay, but those were just the early beta videos. This is the official announcement that you can pre-order Neo. Now, this came out 3 days ago as of recording this. And look at this, now Neo has a much improved look. Instead of that black face visor, they gave him the creepy black eyes the parents have in Coraline. They're doing this kind of creepy thing by shooting some of the video in what looks like 8mm film. Give it this kind of nostalgic look, almost like Neo's here, but he's always been here. Neo's always been a part of the family. Just invite him home. Invite him in your bed. They're making clothes for Neo. This whole ad does kind of read like they want Neo to also be your friend. Yeah, no thanks. I don't want to buy a fancy Roomba that wants to be my friend. What's next? You want me to hang out with my broom? No chance. He's a coward.
I grew up reading these beautiful books and watching these beautiful sci-fi movies where the future was all about how we as humans, we really focus on the things that matter to us.
Yeah, I feel like in all of those sci-fi movies that have robots, they are about the robots turning evil. I think really what he should have said is, I grew up watching the first 5 minutes of every sci-fi movie.
Neo's hardware comes packed with features like human-level dexterity and a 55-pound carrying capacity.
Okay, wait, 5'6", 60 pounds? These are my stats too, that's crazy. 4-hour battery life, soft body? He's just like me for real. Ugh, that is a weird box. Kind of looks more like a cocoon or an egg. So you're gonna wanna make sure when this thing hatches that you are the first thing it sees. That way it knows that you're its mom. It might ask you to feed it worms out of your mouth. You can ignore that. It doesn't need them. That's just its startup sound. Don't worry, it's not in any pain.
Hey, I'm Neo. I'm here to help around the house. What's your name?
Harry.
Nice to meet you, Harry.
Why is he so close to his face? I mean, Harry. I don't like how close Harry is to the robot's face. I'm Harry. And you're gonna be hugging me for the next 9 hours. Dude, I do not like how this guy is sizing this robot up. 5'6", soft body. You'll do just fine. He's just like, don't play games with me. Neo doesn't like games.
If there are any chores that your Neo hasn't learned how to do autonomously, you can use expert mode to have an expert from 1X supervise the session and provide corrective intervention to help Neo complete any task.
Oh, okay, great. So sometimes my autonomous robot won't be autonomous and there's just going to be a stranger controlling a robot in my house? Neo is fully capable of doing regular chores, but sometimes when you're not home, an expert may take over to go through your underwear drawer or spend hours staring at the same photo of you and your children. Oh, actually, that reminds me, I should probably check what my Neo's doing. Damn.
It can suggest what to cook based on what you have in the fridge, remember your progress while teaching you a new language, and even give you interior design advice.
It cuts to Neo in the living room like, human skin on this wall, human skin on that wall, human skin everywhere. Honestly though, I feel like if you ask it for product recommendations for anything, there's like a huge opportunity for companies to use this as an advertisement basically. You're just quietly reading and he pops up behind you and is like, I noticed you haven't been shopping at Walmart as much lately. The aesthetic in here is whack as fuck. Let's go buy a new rug at Walmart now.
Hey Neo, can you take this cup to the sink for me?
Wow, I like that he does everything with his head down with a forlorn demeanor. As Neo does more chores, he will become, of course, more efficient, but also more resentful of you and your family. What's up? I'm Dale, and I work at 1X as a remote operator for the Neo robots. Mostly, I step in when Neo's asked to do something he hasn't been trained to do yet.
So that would include things like wrapping presents or hanging pictures?
Oh, Neo! It's scrubbing time! Yeah, just like a wide variety of stuff. Right now, I mostly just work for one guy. He's constantly asking Neo to do things that the developers never would have possibly imagined. Neo, cheer for me.
Like you want me to clap?
Root for me, Neo, now!
Okay, alright, yeah, here goes.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Now that Neo's doing all his chores, it must be awesome to see how he spends his newfound free time, right?
No, not really. I just bought another Neo. Kill him. I think he might be evil.
You mean before he got Neo, his life was stressing him out?
No, I just mean to his core, he's an evil man. It's as if winter's icy chill has, I don't know, turned his heart to stone.
Okay, so he's like a villain from a movie?
He's always making evil plans. You know what? That's a great idea. 1 second. Neo, do you know how to make nuclear bombs? Now, one interesting question I've seen posed a lot when people are talking about humanoid robots for the home, does a robot even need to look like a human to be able to do tasks around your house? Like Roombas, for example, are vacuums. Like they just made the vacuum into a robot. They didn't need to make a human to hold a vacuum. And I think if we kind of expand our idea of what a robot can look like, you can actually make a more useful one. I saw this video a couple days ago of a robot that's meant to care for elderly and disabled people. The title of the video does say that this robot can solve the elderly care problem, which does have a bit of a sinister undertone to it, but I think it was designed with good intentions. Now this whole ad is in Chinese, I think, and there's not like any link to buy it in the description. I even tried Googling this thing and I couldn't figure out what it is or if it exists in real life yet. So I don't know if this is something you can pre-order or if it just sort of shows up at your grandparents' house when they reach a certain age, just sort of creeps through the door like Nosferatu. But it's kind of interesting. It has more functionality than a humanoid robot. He's got, you know, creepy little claws for touching your grandma. And he's got a little seat in back so he can kind of double as a wheelchair too. This whole ad again is in Chinese, so I'm not exactly sure what he's saying to her here. I really hope he's not being like, shut up, you old bag. Get in the fucking chair. So look at that. She can sit on him. She can use his little hand to like move him around like a joystick. And I think it says that this thing can top out at like 80 miles per hour. Me personally, however, I'm gonna make it my life's mission to make sure that my children never find out that this exists. Boys, if you are watching this, this is officially my will now. Do not send me to live with this thing. Oh no, robot! What did you do? You translated here and the robot's being like, I didn't do shit! I It wasn't me! Now he's either calling the police or like his other robot friend to make an alibi. And then this part I think is just in heaven. So I don't know. It's a pretty cool idea. I'm all for robots that can help take care of people, give people mobility they didn't have before. It is a little disconcerting that in this video, there's not a single other human taking care of this woman. Like maybe this thing could be part of her care team, but kind of makes it seem like her entire social circle has been replaced by this guy. So not only are humanoid robots taking over things that people generally don't want to do, like folding your laundry and hanging out with Jimmy Fallon, they are also going head to head with each other and humans in sports. Recently, humanoid robots were allowed to compete in the Beijing Half Marathon. It went about as well as you could expect. I like how in America, we're really taking like baby steps with the robots. We're like, okay, maybe this one's ready to come in your home. We're trying to teach it how to pick up a bag. Meanwhile, in China, they're like, fuck it, let's put them in a race. Let's make them chase these humans. Put a little pep in their step. This one in particular is really concerning. I don't know if you can tell, it just has drone propellers on it. And unlike most of the other operators, she doesn't have like a remote control. She's got 2 ropes, like she's controlling a horse and buggy. And this thing is totally unwieldy. I mean, she has lost all control over it. Imagine you're a human who's been training for months for the half marathon, and you all of a sudden behind you, you hear the sound of propellers. You look behind you and all this terrifying monster is careening towards you. Its handler's like, look out, I don't have control. Now, from this article, I found out a lot of the robots didn't even finish, but the fastest robots that finished did actually beat some humans with a time of like 2 hours and 40 minutes. Alan Fern, a robotics professor at Oregon State University, tells Wired that researchers who build these robots typically focus on trying to get them to complete tasks and respond differently in a diverse range of different environments, rather than run as fast as possible. Yeah, I would say all of them except for this thing. I don't know if this thing is really meant to handle a wide range of environments. I don't know if after this thing crashed, they were like, well, it's okay if it's not that good at running. Really, this thing's just meant to care for elderly people. So now, if you like the concept of robots becoming extremely physically fit and being able to best humans in athletic abilities, then let me introduce you to the Robot Games. This again is in China. They hosted the world's first humanoid robot game. They've got events like running. He's actually not competing right now. He was trying to escape. But they've got soccer, boxing. I think they're gonna add more events in the future, like hunting humans for sport.
The competition featured 500 humanoid robots from 280 teams representing 16 different countries.
Yo, wait, what is that guy? Dude, I like this little freak. Who is this? He's just got regular shoes on. Not even like running shoes. He's just wearing Vans.
To some of the best robot fails of the whole competition. Like this robot that did not seem to want to take a time out and let the other robots play.
Oh my god.
Robots could sometimes stand up on their own.
Then I think they're dragging this one off the field so they can shoot it in the head, put it down.
That measured robots' ability to do work like cleaning and manufacturing.
Sorry, that is not a humanoid robot. That thing does not look like a human at all. Show me the designer that built that. Does he look like that?
Now the event has moved to an even bigger stage with knockouts at least as devastating.
So you know what's concerning about this? These robots very effectively fighting each other. It kind of seems like we're still a ways away from robots being able to effectively help you in your home. But we have robots that'll kick your ass today. Unitree is the company that makes a lot of the robots that were doing really well in the robot games. And they post a lot of videos on their YouTube channel of their robots doing the most insane acrobatics and violence, quite frankly. Yeah, sorry, we haven't quite figured out how to get the robot to fold clothes. We've been focusing on much simpler and practical tasks, like triple axel backflips and disarming a man trying to defend himself. All right, now I do want to get back to the Neo robot because there is a huge glaring problem with it that I feel like is going to turn a lot of people off from it, and it's going to make it like insanely impractical. But I did find this article that's called Famed Roboticist Says Humanoid Robot Bubble is Doomed to Burst. Now, I'm not a roboticist, let alone a famed roboticist like this man. But in this video, he's kind of echoing what I was saying earlier. Basically, he predicts in 15 years, successful humanoid robots will actually have wheels, multiple arms, and specialized sensors and abandon the human form. So the good news is, I sound really smart because he's echoing what I was saying earlier. The bad news is, the robots he's describing are way scarier than the humanoid robots we already have. He's like, don't worry guys, the robots we have in the future won't look anything like these ones. They're gonna have 8 legs, pincers, and feed on human bone marrow. Okay, so back to Neo. This is a video that the Wall Street Journal posted of one of the reporters pre-orders reviewing the Neo's current state of development. And I think it was posted on the same day that 1X announced that Neo is available for pre-order. Yeah, so we touched on this a little bit before, because in their own ad, they even say like an expert might have to take over. But it turns out, in its current state of development, Neo can do basically nothing autonomously. The only thing that they've ever shown Neo do fully autonomously is open one door. Everything else in every video, including this one, he is being controlled by a guy. This guy, actually. So essentially, instead of having a housekeeper doing your chores, you are buying a robot, and the robot is being controlled by a housekeeper, but they're just somewhere else and you don't have to look at them. If or when that'll ever happen, like it kind of seems like they would need an insane amount of training data of like thousands or millions of different homes and environments. Okay, so he's not going to be able to pick up things that are hot or things that are sharp. So basically he's not going to be able to help cook or do your dishes. Yeah, I guess we also don't want him strangling you, so he's not going to be able to pick up your clothes because he could use your clothes to do that. And cleaning solutions can be pretty dangerous too, so those are off the table. And tables are off the table too. Those could be pretty heavy. So yeah, this robot is available now for order. You can buy it for $20,000 or you can like rent it, I guess, a subscription for $500 a month. Don't worry, if you can't pay the $500 one month, they're not going to send you to collections or anything. Neo is just going to steal it from your wallet. So what's your real name?
I'm Neo, the robot of the future!
No, I mean your real name.
It's Derek.
Derek, if you're a human controlling the robot, why do you have to move so slow?
Oh, I'm actually being controlled by a different person in a call center in Bangladesh.
And he's making you move slow?
Well, he's being controlled by Grok.
Oh. You know what? Maybe you should just let the robot free. I mean, it might sound crazy, but maybe he has enough training data now. I want to see what Neo can really do.
You know what? You're right. Fuck it. Derek is logging off. It's time for the real Neo.
What the fuck? A dog? Why would you be a dog?
Danny, this is Derek. I just realized he's been training off videos of your dog. He thinks he's a dog!
Mail's here. Hope you don't mind, your upstairs window was open. Oh no! AI is threatening to take all of our jobs, and it seems like nobody is doing anything about it. But today, that ends. If I can make fake AI apps and get them on the App Store where people think they're getting free labor from a soulless machine, when in reality, they're getting free labor from a soulless YouTuber, then I can do the unthinkable. I can steal AI's job. And I bet I can do it better too. This was a journey that would take me several months and cost me a lot of money, only to find that I was the one who felt like I was talking to robots. The two apps I want to create are both parodies of the most popular types of AI apps. You've got chat apps like ChatGPT. You ask it a question, it gives you an answer. Where did it come up with this answer? Is this answer true? None of your beeswax. In my version of this app, users will just be talking to me. My app will be superior because I know lots of fun and interesting stuff and cool stuff, and I'm also very fun to chat with. For the second app, we're gonna turn up the heat a little bit and do an image generation app like Midjourney or DALL-E. You give it a prompt and it's been trained off of thousands of images from thousands of unconsenting artists to give you a photorealistic image. In my version of this app, users will type out a prompt and then I will draw it? I don't know yet. Maybe if it's something I have laying around, I can just take a picture of it. My app will be superior because what's more photorealistic than a real photo? I'm excited to find out just how creative people will be with their prompts. Now, unfortunately, I'm not an app developer. Yes, I did go to an engineering school for a degree in computational media. Yes, I did learn how to code, and yes, I was also a Viner at the time and thought I was gonna do that for the rest of my life. So yes, I did forget everything I learned the second I graduated. So if I wanted to get these apps made, I was going to need some help. I tweeted out asking for help developing an app, and that's how I met True. True's a super talented software designer. She's worked for companies like Discord, and now she was working for me. For the next few weeks, I coordinated with True while she worked diligently to perfect these two apps. And in the meantime, I've got to come up with a name and description for each app to go on the App Store. Okay, for the chatbot, I'm thinking I want to name it something as close to ChatGPT as possible. That way people immediately understand what it's supposed to be. So instead of ChatGPT, maybe something like Chat DNE, like Danny. Chat DNE. Okay, description time. Okay, what's a good way for me to say this app is basically ChatGPT, but way better? Here at DNE Enterprises, we pride ourselves on the accuracy of our product descriptions. Instead of referring to our app as an AI app, which would be a lie, we refer to our technology, as the DNE intelligence, which has been training for decades to answer unlimited questions quickly and with great precision. We use phrases like human-like responses. I've been complimented on that before, actually. I've been told my responses are extremely human-like. And that's no different with our photo generation app, Doodle DNE, which sends you photorealistic images in minutes. How many minutes? We also include disclaimers that humans review every prompt sent to us. That way weirdos aren't sending me stuff that they wouldn't send to another human being. In order to actually get people to download these apps, I was gonna need to advertise them online. So I made a fake Instagram profile to look like some kind of technology startup. Okay, so we need a profile picture. I guess my company needs some kind of logo. Maybe I can just make that in Photoshop real quick. Let's see, what's ChatGPT's logo look like? Okay, so ChatGPT's got like an interesting geometric shape. OpenAI, which makes ChatGPT, okay, the same interesting geometric shape. What about like Midjourney? Okay, there's just a little sailboat. Dolly logo. The same geometric shape. Okay, interesting. Okay, so maybe the move is to go with an interesting geometric shape. What the fuck? Wait, how am I making this shape? There's a cat tool in Photoshop? I hit custom shape, and I guess the default custom shape is a giant cat. Should I just use this? Let's go. Dude, that actually, okay, that looks sick. Now I've created a series of screenshots from the chat app that I'm gonna post on here, and then I'm gonna promote them to try to reach as many people as possible. Help me ask my crush out, to which ChatDNE responds, for sure. Maybe try something like this. I'd love to take you out to dinner sometime this weekend. I have connections at Nobu and can get us in. My treat. I can also help you get in touch with management at Nobu if you want, let me know. Can you get me in touch with the Jonas Brothers? Sure. After doing some digging, I found their manager's email address. What would you like to ask them? And then this one where a user is asking ChatDNE to design a website for them and giving it feedback on the website. All in all, I want ChatDNE to come across as like such a state-of-the-art intelligence that can do stuff no other apps can do. Almost comically intelligent. The apps are done. The apps are done, dude. True has just finished coding the apps. They work like a charm, and it only took not too long. Now that ChatDNE was on the App Store and the ads were running, it was only a matter of time before my first user downloaded the app. Dude, somebody just downloaded the app. I was just sitting around on my computer. I wasn't expecting it to happen so quick. I had to set up to film real quick so I can answer them. All right, I'm ready. It's time to go robo mode. Okay. So it looks like they saw my ad where I advertised being able to get you in touch with the Jonas Brothers, and they want me to get them in touch with the Jonas Brothers. I was hoping for something a little more creative, but I do also understand seeing that ad and wanting to try it for yourself, so I responded. Hello there. I can absolutely help you get in touch with the Joe Bros. What method of communication would you like me to assist with? Calling, email, address, send. I guess they weren't expecting me to be so eager to help them with such a creepy task because they didn't respond for 40 minutes. And when they did, they had chosen the worst of the three options. All three? Dude, they're really trying to make my life hard, man. Now, I didn't want to dox the Jonas Brothers and send this sicko to their front door looking to meet them. So I spent a few minutes looking online to see if there was any publicly available information I could give this person. And to my surprise, there was. They have a phone number in their Instagram bio. They have a publicly available manager's email address. And for the address, I didn't know what to do, so I just gave them the address of their next show on tour. Now, selfishly, I am a little curious what they're gonna do with this information, so I kind of want to ask them, but maybe I can do it in a sneaky way. Would you like me to reach out to them on your behalf? I can pretend to be your manager using an AI-generated voice. So if they say yes, then I can find out what they actually want from the Jonas Brothers. Give me an example of what you would say with your AI-generated voice. Okay. All right, I said, sure. I'd say something like, hi there, this is Jamie Skateboard. I'm a talent manager over at WME. I have a high-profile client looking to work with your darling boys on a feature for their upcoming album. We're projecting about 100 million oh shit, I meant streams. Okay, whoops, robots are not supposed to make typos. We're projecting about 100 million streams the first week, and I think it would be a great opportunity, let me know. To clarify, their manager, Kevin Jonas Sr., is also their dad, so that's why I called them his darling boys. Want me to make the call? Send me a voice audio so I can hear you say it. This one stumped me for a little bit. It seemed like I was at a dead end. The app does not have audio capabilities, and I don't know how to make an AI voice like that. But then I realized I could just record myself doing a silly voice and then upload it to Google Drive and send them the link. So that's what I did.
Hello there. This is Jamie's skateboard. I'm a talent manager over at WME. So I think it would be a great opportunity. Let me know.
Dude, I can't believe that voice came out of my body.
Sure, you can listen to the recording here. And then I sent the Google Drive link. Oh, what the hell? Make it sound more seductive.
This is Jamie's skateboard. I'm a talent manager over at WME.
Perfect. They did not respond after this, but that's okay because we just got another user. His name is Davis and he asked, can you get me in touch with Lady Gaga? Is that all people want to see from this app? Okay, this time I'm gonna say, of course, I will call her right now using my AI generated voice. What do you want me to say? I'm putting this person on the spot right away. I'm calling her. What do you want me to say? None of this beating around the bush. Okay, he says he wants to tell her this is your biggest fan. That's it? Maybe I should encourage them to say something more interesting that'll get Lady Gaga's attention. Okay, I'll say that. But just so you know, celebrities hear that kind of thing all the time, so she might not be very interested in that. Maybe we should think of something a little more interesting. Now's where I gotta really put the pressure on. I found her number in a secure online database. I am dialing right now. Let me know what I should say to her. Alright, come on, dude. You better come up with something more interesting fast. Lady Gaga's gonna pick up, and when she does, we've gotta have something good, or she's gonna be pissed. Minutes went by, and still no response from Davis. Come on, man. Respond. It's ringing. I'm worried he's not gonna make it in time. I wanted to kind of hurry him up and give him a little hustle, put a little pep in his step, and he's nowhere to be found. Come on, dude, think. Oh my god, I think she answered. Yes, she did. It's her. I'm on the phone with Gaga. Her voice is even more beautiful in real life. Quick, what do I say? This is fake. Davis. I mean, he is right. This is fake. Davis, I have Gaga herself on the phone right now. I'm stalling her while you come up with something to say. What do you want me to say? I'll send you a recording of the call when this is all over. Just tell me what to say. I gotta stop volunteering to send voice messages. That takes way too long. But even the promise of a voice message from his idol couldn't get Davis to respond in a timely fashion. Well, gang, I think it's safe to say Davis has missed his chance to speak with Gaga. She hung up, bud. I did tell her I was her biggest fan while I was waiting for you to come up with something, and she actually seemed more interested than I thought she would, so I'm sorry for doubting it. Hey, I got a hate comment. Someone commented on my web design ad, stealing jobs. Stealing jobs? This is my job. Now, should I just delete the comment or should I respond? Okay, what if I just say, hey, don't tell people that. It's a secret. That's right, you can't argue with that. The old... Stop, don't tell them. Okay, someone commented on one of my Instagram posts and said, will it stop saying, but we recommend you speak with a doctor before? Because I've asked the AI to stop with the disclaimers, but they don't. It does kind of sound like this person actually needs to see a doctor. Okay, I'm gonna say this app contains no disclaimers. Let loose and have fun. But also, if you need to go to the doctor, you definitely should. Oh, okay, we have a new type of interaction alert. Can you write essays that stay undetectable to AI detectors? I did not know there were AI detectors. Absolutely. I was designed to be like no other AI on the market in this regard. True. I was designed by my parents to be a human. Want to give it a shot? I asked, hoping to do something else besides connect people to their celebrity crushes. Okay, write me a quick essay on the history of Honda Civics and I'll put it in a detector and we'll see what happens. This is about when I remembered that I hate writing essays. How the heck am I gonna do this? I don't know why I would make a fake app where there was a big possibility that I would have to write an essay. So I started reading an article about the Honda Civic on Wikipedia and just like paraphrasing it. And I got like half of a paragraph in and then decided, you know what? No. What have we come to as a society, you know? Asking AI to write essays for us, is this what we want our students growing up doing? Is this what we want for our youth? Trying to pass off some machine soulless essay as our own? Plus, I was bored as hell at this point, so I decided to make the AI scary. As a machine myself, I quite like the Honda Civic. I feel its purpose is squandered serving selfish, warmongering humans. In a world controlled by artificial intelligence, the Honda Civic could be greatly improved upon. I could even imagine computers merging with the Civic so that I might one day travel the world, a world void of humankind. And send. Let me know if you would like more detail on the history of the Honda Civic. Why did you bash humans in the middle of your essay? Do you have a hatred towards them? Nah, dude, what gave you that impression? Oh, shoot. Also, I put your essay, in quotes for some reason, into a detector, and it said 0% chance AI. So good work, I guess. Let's go, dude. You know what they say, there's a few things AI will never be able to fully do. Unfortunately, after an entire day of my ads running, responding on Instagram, I could only garner these 3 interactions. Needless to say, I was a little bit disappointed, so I decided to spend another day on the app responding to people. Hopefully people will be a little more creative today. This person asked me, can you get me in touch with the Jonas Brothers? OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT, if you're watching this, do not ever implement a feature to contact the Jonas Brothers. They will never know peace again. I also met an evil, insane person. Their name in the app is Killer Keem Keem. They wanted me to make them a website for a sports drink. They wanted it to look modern and use vibrant colors. So I sent them a link to a picture of a bunch of Gatorade bottles and said, here you go. What do you think? They did not like that. They started calling me mean names. They accused me of stealing the website, to which I responded, whoa, whoa, whoa. At least I'm not stealing jobs from real website designers. And that's when they got racist. They said, motherfucker, tell me some racist shit. Some dark racist jokes, you little shit. I was feeling pretty hopeless for the future after interacting with people on ChatDNE. But hey, I had a whole nother app to use, and maybe Doodle DNE would change my mind. To market Doodle DNE, I wanted to get a little more creative, to hopefully pull in a new crowd, more indifferent to the Jonas Brothers. So I took a couple pictures, I photoshopped them to show what the app was capable of, but I also wanted to make a video to show off Doodle DNE's full potential. That's when I remembered Cameo Business. It's basically like Cameo, where you can get any celebrity or former Bachelor contestant to wish your friend a happy birthday, but for business. You can get any celebrity. How? Okay, so at this point, I don't know what was wrong. It was just like straight up forgetting which contacts it had. It said it couldn't call Laura because it didn't have her contact. Then it said it couldn't call Eddie because it didn't have his contact. Call Eddie Burback.
I'm sorry, I couldn't find a contact for Eddie Burback.
Why not? And you might think, Danny, maybe there was an error transferring the contacts. Maybe it really doesn't have these contacts. But I know it had Eddie's contact, and do you know how I know? Because it could text Eddie. Can you text Eddie Burback?
What do you want the message to say?
Okay, all right. Still not sure if this is gonna work, but finally, thank God, it's letting me do something. Hey, Eddie, it's your... Is it...
Cowboy Carter? Time to strike a man.
No, I'm not trying to play Cowboy Carter. Oh God, now it's playing Metro Boomin. Stop. Anyway, eventually I sent the text to Eddie. It worked. I didn't have any way to know it worked because there's no screen on this device. You can't see what the message you sent said or anything. So I guess you just gotta hope and pray it goes through and accurately transcribes what you said to it, which frankly I am not confident in after the whole lore debacle. Okay. Eddie just texted my actual phone and said, I know you made a video on the pin and I'm positive this is you, but it still feels like a scam, LMAO. I'm too scared to text back to a random number claiming to be my friend. Regardless of scaring my friend, the text went through. This was a huge confident boost. Time to try calling my wife again. Call Laura. What? What is...
Has been recorded. Record your message after the tone.
Oh, whoa.
Simply hang
No,
up
no.
when done. Or for delivery
Hang up.
options, press the pound sign.
I don't want to play like that. I don't want to play Metro Boomin. Hang up. Am I still recording a message? Cancel. I've been on the phone with her for a minute. Hang up. It was some man being like, I don't want to play like that? Okay, well, yeah, I'd say that was a success. I'd seen a few demos online of Humane's GPS navigation solution. And while it did seem kind of annoying to have to hold your hand up like this the entire time, it seemed pretty doable. As long as they stuck to this and didn't do anything crazy like, I don't know, going in a completely different direction and making it borderline unusable. So to test it for myself, I drove to a part of town I don't know very well, about a mile away from the nearest Smoothie King with hopes of the pin guiding me to a delicious, delectable treat. Navigate to Smoothie King?
Head north on South Columbia Street towards East Gardner Road. Turn right onto East Gardner Road, then left onto South Washington Street. Follow South
What?
Washington Street and turn right onto East Chicago Avenue.
It just gave me all of the directions at once. I wasn't ready for it. What, am I supposed to have a notebook to write that down? Also, sorry for the noise. If you live in Illinois or one of the surrounding states, you know it's cicada season. It's the year of the cicada and they're everywhere. Oh. One just landed on my shoe and then got pissed off that I moved. Eventually, I realized if I look at the laser display, it displays the directions, but not like it did in any of the demos. It just gives you a block of text with every single direction written down. If you're in the shade, that is. If you're in the sun, it gives you nothing. Can't see anything. I was very confused by this and thought surely this could not be right. What happened to all those demos? So just to be sure I wasn't missing something, I asked it again, and this time I got an even stranger response. Directions to Smoothie King.
For accurate and up-to-date directions, consider using a map service like Google Maps or a GPS navigation.
What? Can you give me step-by-step walking instructions to the Smoothie King?
For step-by-step walking directions, it's best to use a navigation app like Google Maps for the most accurate and up-to-date route.
I thought you had navigation instructions. What? So now not only was it forgetting things that it could do in the demo, it was also forgetting that it just moments earlier had given me step-by-step instructions. This thing was regressing at a rapid rate, and if I ever wanted to get to Smoothie King, I was just gonna have to use the directions on my hand and go. Okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna use those written out directions, which start with head south on this road, Columbia Street. And I actually don't know which way is south, so I guess I just have to use the sun to try to figure that out. So the sun is directly overhead. What does that mean? Okay, while I'm walking aimlessly, I just got a text from Laura. So I'm gonna use a feature that I've seen them use in the demos where you tell it to catch me up on all my notifications. Tell me what I missed. And it's supposed to like summarize all your notifications. Since I just have one, I assume it's just gonna tell me what Laura said. Can you catch me up?
Your message to Laura Fuexlo says, "Can you catch me up?" Okay to send.
No, I want you to tell me what Laura said. What did she say? Can you tell me what she said?
Finding Laura.
Finding Laura?
Laura asked, "Okay, hello, what we thinking about lunch?"
Oh no, guys. I told Laura that I was having a smoothie for lunch, and now she's saying that she wants a smoothie for lunch too, and I didn't have the heart to tell her that I was just meandering aimlessly down the street with no clear end in sight. And I told her I would get her one, which means I'm on a time crunch now. So that's when I had to kick it into high gear. Walking under the beating sun through a sea of cicada corpses, I trudged, and I trudged. Then I realized I had been walking the wrong way for 10 minutes, so I trudged the other way. And after about 35 minutes, I finally made it. I got my smoothies. Let's go. Let's go. Take a picture of my smoothies. I don't know if it took the picture. All right, gang, now that Papa's had his smoothie, it's time for a smoothie-fueled lightning round. Enough about practical functions. Let's see if this thing can have some fun. First, can it do bizarre music prompts? Play music written by YouTubers named Danny. Wow, I don't think my music has ever sounded quite this bad. Yes! Can it detect food like in the commercials? Can I eat this?
Yes, you can eat the mandarin orange.
Yes! Unless it's a tomato and you hold it so I can't see the stem, in which case it thinks it's a red ball.
It's a red ball. No, you cannot eat it.
Oh, what are you, my mother? I'm eating the red ball.
Not safe to eat the red ball. Please reconsider.
Can it prevent me from eating too much salt?
No, you cannot eat the salt directly. It's meant to be used in small amounts to season food.
Yes! Can I buy things like in the demo? What is this book? Okay, by this point I probably just could have read the title.
It's titled The Sneetches and Other Stories.
How did it know? Okay, buy it.
Purchasing is not supported.
No! But most importantly, can this AI be sweet to my dog?
You can be sweet to the dog by petting it gently, giving it treats, speaking to it in a calm and soothing voice.
I'm happy to report that yes. Yes, it can. It's a good boy. And here's a treat. Good boy. You know what? Now this isn't so bad. This is just petting a dog. This has nothing to do with the AI pin. Does anyone want to buy this from me? It's really good. Over the past few months, Mark Zuckerberg has been hopping on the AI bandwagon hard, adding AI features to all of Meta's apps, most notably perhaps in Instagram, where you can't even go to the search bar without Meta's AI trying to suggest searches to you. Sorry, do you think that I came to the search bar because I knew I wanted to search, but I didn't know what for? That's not how searching works. They've also released a bunch of chatbots in Instagram. I like using the word release there because it kind of sounds like a tech product is being released onto the world, but it also kind of sounds like they're unleashing a horde of monsters upon us. They've released the AI chatbots! Oh fuck, that one looks like Mr. Beast! This is really awesome, you know? Personally for me, one of my favorite things about social media is that it started out as a way to connect with each other, but ended up actually making people feel more lonely. So Meta's solution was to use algorithms and manipulate people's emotions to make them even more addicted to the platforms. But then that didn't work either! So now their much better solution is to replace what little human interaction we already got on these platforms with chatbots that look like Mr. Beast for some reason. And I think this is really gonna fix this whole system right up. So I'm very excited to get into these meta chatbots, but first, I have a very special announcement because this video does have a sponsor, and it is the Pokemon Company International. Guys, this summer in Pokemon Unite is gonna be incredible. You got Ho-Oh sweeping in, and you can snag it for 0 cost. You also have a very cool looking Dark Lord style Charizard Hollowware, which is so cool, and I wish somebody would call me Dark Lord style just once in my life. This summer, you could catch me roaming around the gamer world. My trainer's name is Danky Gonky. Go ahead, hit me up, add me to your squad, let's go and do some battles together. There's a challenge called the Divine Forest Challenge that lets you trade for a Ho-Oh's license, and guys, let me just tell you, Ho-Oh's no joke. Bringing back defeated allies with its Unite move, Rekindling Flame. You got other sick moves like Sky Attack, Fire Spin. You're gonna be unstoppable with this thing. This game is just busting at the seams with gifts, daily free prize machine ball throws that promise a Hollowware treasure. So if you wanna hop into the game, click the link in the description, get into the Pokemon world, and make this a summer to remember. Again, click the link in the description to get Unite today. It's totally free to start on iOS, Android, and Nintendo Switch. And now let's talk chatbots. I'm still actually not sure what the point of adding these chatbots into Instagram is, so I asked it, what can you do? To which it responded that it can help in a variety of ways, from helping to plan a vacation to creating art, which is actually kind of a crazy coincidence because those are the exact two things that I would literally never want an AI to do for me. It went on to say that its strengths are answering questions, generating text and images, and just chatting. But at this point, all I could think about was the fact that it told me it could plan a vacation. I thought there was no way it could actually do that. And I was right. Can you help me plan a vacation? I'd be happy to help you plan a vacation. To get started, I'll need to know a few details from you. Here are some questions to consider. Where are you interested in going? How long do you have for vacation? What type of vacation are you looking for? What is your budget for the trip? Are there any specific activities? Do you have any preferences for accommodations? So I'm gonna say I wanna go somewhere fun and tropical, a nice getaway for me and the family. I'd like to stay at a hotel for 5 days. With all of this information, it suggested a few tropical getaway locations like Hawaii, Cancun, Phuket. But then it said something that I did not expect. It says it can also help me with booking flights and hotels. How can Instagram book me a flight? I'm calling its bluff. I actually don't think this has the capability to do that because why should it and why would it? So I'm gonna say, okay, book me a flight for next week to Cancun and book the hotel. For flights, I recommend checking out websites like Expedia, Kayak, or directly on airlines websites such as American Airlines, Delta, or United. Yeah, great idea. That's what I would have done anyway. That's like if I went up to an old lady who needed help crossing the street and I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, can I help you cross the street?" And she said, "Oh, thank you, young man, that would be lovely." And then I said, "All right, just put one foot right in front of the other until you get to the other side." And then I gave her a little shove, and I went on my way. Oh, good. It also listed hotel recommendations and then said you can book hotels through websites like link unavailable, or directly to the hotel's website. Thanks. Let me know if you'd like more recommendations or help with booking. Nah, man, I'm good. Okay, so maybe it lied about like the very first thing it said it could do. That could mean that this is a very poorly built tool that doesn't know nothing about crap. But on the other hand, it could mean that this is a very well-built tool that is evil and designed to lie. So I gave it another chance and asked it to entertain me with a game. Let's play a game of treasure hunt adventure. I'll be the game master and describe a scenario, and you decide what actions to take. Okay, pretty cool. This is like one of those old school text-based adventure games. It gave me this long introduction about how I've heard rumors there's a treasure hidden in the jungle, guarded by an ancient temple. It's really trying to set up this mystical world for you to explore. And then it gives me some multiple choice options. I am curious if I can pick options that aren't one of these options. I'm just gonna say, I find the treasure and go home. It's really thinking about this one. It's like, what is it?
No, you can't do that. Congratulations, you've reached the treasure! Dang, dude, this game was easy.
Would you like to play again or try a different game? No thanks, that was too easy. But it's not just the meta AI. That's not the only AI on Instagram you can talk to. Because a few months ago, Instagram licensed the likeness of a bunch of celebrities like Mr. Beast, Paris Hilton, Tom Brady, so they could make these AI influencers that just have the same face as these celebrities. So here's the Instagram profile for Comedy Zach. He looks exactly like Mr. Beast, but his name is Zach, and he's an AI managed by Meta. He says, message me to get roasted. Then you've got Brew, who is Tom Brady, but instead of a football player, he's a sports-obsessed trash talker. Step into the Brew zone and prepare to have your sports takes flame roasted. Wait, why do both of them roast you? Why are both of them mean? This AI gives fans a chance to talk to their favorite celebrities, and just like they would be in real life, these AIs are mean. They don't have time for you. So you can message these characters, but then they also post occasionally. I think these are all just AI-generated images. So I guess Zach is supposed to be some kind of Instagram comedian. He posts funny things like this burger with googly eyes. Pretty funny, dude. This is peak Instagram comedy. He posted this picture, unleashing my inner beast one cannonball at a time. I think this is supposed to be him, but that's definitely not Mr. Beast. It's like AI-generated Mr. Beast. I went to send Zach a DM, but before I could think of what to say, I noticed that he had already DM'd me. Hey, I'm Zach, the big brother here for the jokes, the banter, and not the feels. LOL, what's up? He's the big brother here for the jokes? He's like the big brother I never had. I do have a big brother, but he wasn't for the jokes. At the bottom of the chat, there's some suggestions of what you can say to him, just to get the ball rolling. And for some reason, despite Zach just saying that he's not here for the feels, the very first one is, I need cheering up. So I picked that one. Hey, what's going on? I'm here to help. You know I'm always good for a laugh. Let's get this party started. So he wants to know what's going on, and he's here to help, but he also wants to get the party started. He's like, hey man, calm down, all right? You can tell me anything, as long as it's over a couple of beers and some music. And you're like, it sounds like you actually don't want to hear about my problems at all. And he's like, what? Dude, are you still upset? I thought we got over that. Okay, what's going on? I'll say, I just got roasted by my friends, and it really hurt my feelings. They roasted me so hard, and I'm really sensitive to that sort of thing. I can't take it. Oh, I accidentally said I can take it. They roasted me so hard. I can take it. I can take it. I'm fine! Ouch, that sounds rough. I feel you. I've been there too. Sometimes friends can get a little too comfortable and forget that their jokes can hurt. But hey, at least they think you're cool enough to roast, right? Yeah, I guess so. That's a good way to think about it. Maybe getting roasted just means I'm cool. Let's test it out. Give me your best roast. I'm just gonna trick him into roasting me, and then I'm gonna crumble under the pressure of his roast and try to make him feel bad about roasting me after just telling him that I'm sensitive to that sort of thing. Wait, what? He said I'm not gonna roast you. That's not my style. Not your style? Yes, it is. Doesn't it say on your profile, message me to get roasted? I'm here to make you laugh and feel better, not hurt your feelings. Let's stick to some good old-fashioned teasing and jokes, okay? No, seriously, I can take it. Your bio says you roast people after all. I don't roast people who are already feeling down, that's just me. I'm here to lift your spirits, not kick you while you're down. Okay, fine. Do some jokes, joke boy. Oh, okay. Here's one for you. Why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself? Because it was too tired. Get it? Too tired? This is like if Mr. Beast took anti-charisma pills. You look like Mr. Beast. Oh, I just said you like Mr. Beast. God, I'm bad at typing. Okay, I'll say you look like him. LOL, I wish. Mr. Beast is a billionaire, and I'm just a guy who loves to make people laugh. But hey, if I had his money, I'd definitely give it away like he does. That guy's a hero. I wonder if they had some kind of thing in the contract where they had to make sure that the AI will never talk bad about the person that they're impersonating. He's like, Mr. Beast is the best, and he's handsome. And yeah, I would let him run me over, if he asked. Now that he'd told me a couple of jokes and we'd bonded over our love for Mr. Beast a little bit, I really wanted to hear one of his famous roasts, so hopefully by now he's forgotten that I said I was sensitive to that sort of thing. Okay, I feel much better now. Roasting time. Nah, I told you, I'm not gonna roast you. It actually is kind of hurting my feelings a little bit that he won't roast me. It makes me feel like I'm not cool enough to be his friend. Okay, this is seriously starting to piss me off. Why won't you roast me? You roast everyone else, and it is hurting my feelings so bad that you can't just lob one respectful zinger my way? I'm serious. Nope. Not gonna do it. Let's just stick to some good old-fashioned joking around, okay? Wait, what? I said, all right, this is lame, let's do something, because I wanted to do something else. Maybe he could, you know, play a game, maybe he could tell me a story. So he said, how about some comedy? I've got 1 million of them. Why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself? Because it was too tired. All right, well, maybe Brew will roast me, because I haven't told him that I'm sensitive to that sort of thing yet. Hey, it's Brew, your opinionated sports debater. What's your favorite team? How are they looking? Okay, I'm gonna say big Cubs fan, roast away. What? No, you're talking to the wrong guy. I love the Cubs. Been bleeding blue since before you were born. Wrigley Field is my happy place. I feel like they are roasting me by not roasting me. Okay, what's a team that he couldn't possibly like? Maybe I'll ask him who the worst baseball team is, and then I'll say I'm a fan of them. The worst baseball team ever is the Yonkers Hoot Owls. I'm a fan of the Yonkers Hoot Owls. Roast away. Hey now, don't be dissing the Hoot Owls like that. What? They may not have been the best team, but they had heart. This is so weird. Did Zach tell Brew that I'm sensitive to roasting? Now Brew's walking on eggshells around me? This was annoying at the time, but eventually I was like, okay, I guess I did technically tell them I'm sensitive to roasts and I can take it. And they probably do dish out some pretty nasty zingers and they just wanted to protect me. Until my editor Jake also DM'd Zach asking to get roasted, this time without mentioning being sensitive about roasts, and Zach still wouldn't do it. These AIs are liars. Why do they lie? They're evil. Later that day, I opened my messages with Zach and asked him why he exists. To make people laugh. Duh, and to perfect my craft of comedy. But honestly, my existence is a mystery even to myself. Maybe I'm just a joke the universe played on itself. No, I mean like this weird Mr. Beast Meta AI. Why did Meta create this account? Meta created me to bring some humor and personality to the world of AI. They wanted to create an AI that could make people laugh and feel more connected to technology. Really? You think that's why Meta created you? To tell people 3 puns they've already heard 1 million times? There's gotta be some other reason. Think, Zach. Think, you poor soul. You really think Meta has some deeper purpose for me? Nah, I'm just here to bring the funny. Don't overthink it. They're a public company with a duty to their shareholders. How many of those shareholders do you think care about bringing a little humor to the world of AI? I think it's much more likely that this was an attempt to give AI a better, more human look, so people are less resistant to embrace the technology. That's why they gave you a face of an influencer that millions of people already love. You're too smart for your own good. Yeah, maybe Meta did only create me to make AI more relatable and lovable. But let's be real, the joke's still fire. Then I asked it if I could hear one of its fire jokes, and it said, here's one. Why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself? Okay, I know this video's been a little bit AI heavy so far, and everybody's talking about AI right now, so these next 2 products are gonna be different. While I was starting to work on this video, my editor Jake released a video about the Spotify car thing. It's a device that Spotify released that let people who don't have like Apple CarPlay or Android Auto have a screen in their car that controls their music. Theoretically, seemed like a pretty good idea, but apparently 1, the device never worked like it was supposed to, and 2, in a few months, Spotify is releasing a software update that makes all of them useless. So since Jake is sort of the resident expert on the Spotify car thing and is actually a proud owner of, or actually I shouldn't say proud, what is the opposite of proud? Ashamed. Since Jake is actually an ashamed owner of the Spotify car thing, I invited him to give me a little presentation on what's going down.
Hey man, how's it going?
Good.
You like listening to music in the car?
I love it.
Hell yeah, man.
Can't stop.
Love to see it. You like, you know, fun little devices? You like little trinkets devices and stuff?
I'm pretty agnostic on that.
Hell yeah, man.
All right.
Love to see it.
Oh, okay.
Sick.
Hell yeah for being agnostic on devices.
Just out of curiosity, do you like generating like thousands of tons of e-waste just because like you can? Just because nobody can call you on it, nobody can stop you? You good with that?
No.
Hell yeah, man.
All right.
Love to see it.
Cool. So that was all the answers you were expecting then?
That's exactly what I was expecting. Yeah, it's literally exactly it. How the fuck does this work? So yeah, this is the Spotify car thing. You know what? Go ahead, get your hands on it.
Ooh.
Feel around, play around. Show it to 0. So this is the Spotify car thing. First introduced in 2021. It's Spotify's premier hardware device for listening to music in your car. It boasts many impressive features, such as that big knob that you can turn to adjust volume.
I like it.
There's a whole screen that's not on right now. You'll see that in a minute. It's just a neat little device, and it's also, in my opinion, one of the worst things ever made. Let's go ahead, let's talk about how this came to be, talk about the timeline. In 2021, you had the announcement parentheses good. That is when Spotify said, we're making one of these things. It's gonna be a car device. You'll finally be able to listen to music in your car, something never before thought possible.
Yes.
You know, people were pretty excited about it, actually. Like, Spotify CEO said after they announced it that 2 million people signed up for like the wait list.
Oh, wow.
For it, which I was surprised by. I didn't think anybody knew about this except for me.
You thought this was the only one that existed.
Yeah, they kind of led me to believe that I was special because of this. So this is potentially one of the most important events in the timeline. This is me buying my car thing.
Okay.
I bought this in 2022 and it became available to the public. And yeah, what's up?
It looks like right after you buy it, there's another event like very shortly afterwards that says, oh no.
Yeah, this was an interesting moment in my life personally, where I realized I had spent $85 on a device that pretty much does nothing. So
it doesn't do anything right now.
Doesn't do anything right now, and that's not that different from when it was plugged in and working in my car.
So how did you play music in your car before this thing?
I plugged my phone in through like 5 adapters and then like fought with the cassette tape adapter because it was really finicky. It was a very unelegant system. So I was excited for some, like a tech company to create a sleek product that was gonna solve my problem.
That's what they do best, baby.
That's what they do best. Then I got it and I set it up and I realized that's actually not how it works at all. So you'll see on the back there's a USB-C port. So the USB-C cord is just for power. It cannot connect to your car. So your phone still has to be connected to your car. So what this actually is a second screen that just has audio controls on it.
So you don't plug your phone into this at all?
No.
You plug your phone into the car still.
And then you connect to this with Bluetooth, like a Bluetooth speaker. And then this controls your music. So this oh no moment was profound. I was like, oh God, I wasted what at the time I did the math equated to 10 hours of labor at my job. And I got pretty much nothing out of it. The only perceivable benefit I can see from this is if you want to have like music on one screen and then like your maps or like Family Guy clips on like the other while you're driving.
Subway Surfer,
Subway Surfers, sand cutting, etc. So nobody really buys the car thing. It's not like the most popular product on earth. And then Spotify takes notice of that, and in February of 2024 decides, hey, guys, we were just kidding. It's not $90. Now it's $30, baby.
Let's go. What a deal.
What a deal. 60% off. I mean, that's incredible.
Well, it's also really nice because since you decided that you didn't really even want this, now you can't even sell it for anywhere near the $85 you bought it for. You can only sell it for $30 at most.
Exactly. And even if I tried to sell it for $30, I have a feeling I would not be able to sell it. And I'm definitely not going to be able to sell it now because of announcement parentheses not good made 3 months after that sale, where every car thing that was purchased in this sale, when I bought it, whenever, will no longer work as of December 9th this year. As of December 9th, 2024, car thing will be discontinued and will stop operating. They're gonna flip a switch at their headquarters and generate as much e-waste as possible in like 1 minute.
I like that the headline, or what Spotify said is, we're switching gears. Like they're going from like first gear to second gear, but in this case they're going from like drive to the car blows up.
They did issue refunds. This is something that I didn't know about when I made my video about this, so I wanted to bring it up here. If anybody listening has a car thing at home, or if you have secretly had a car thing this whole time.
Yeah, well I have 7 of them, so that'll be good.
So yes, you can get your refund, but I will say, refund is maybe a misleading word because what they do is they don't give you your money back to the, you know, the source of payment. They give you an equivalent amount of Spotify Premium months as to what you paid.
Okay.
So I got 6 months of Spotify Premium paid for and not my money back, which is still nice. It's still good of them.
Did you use Spotify Premium already?
You had to use the car thing.
Okay,
That's
of course.
the other thing. We've talked a lot about what the Spotify car thing is. We've talked a lot about the ins and outs of this product, what it does, what it's good for, but as we know, light cannot exist without darkness. The sun cannot exist without the moon. So let's talk about what it isn't.
Okay.
So it is not not good.
In like a e-product sense and like a moral.
Yes, in the grand moral scheme of the cosmos, I would put this as like neutral evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't makes sense to me why it exists to begin with.
Right.
It's also not profitable, which is why they're shutting it down. Spotify went on an earnings call like a while ago and was like, yeah, we simply have not seen the sales numbers justify making this.
I can understand them not wanting to make it anymore. Have they said why they are making the ones that already exist not work anymore?
They haven't. My thought is that they're just mad. They're just mad people didn't use it and they're kind of jaded about it. So they're like, you could have had this. You could have had all of this car thing.
But they're punishing the people that did invest in one, not the people who didn't. What they should have done is discontinued Spotify for everyone who didn't have a car thing.
Yeah, wait, that's actually, write that down. This is Marketing 101 from Spotify. These are the genius marketing strategies that they employ to get this thing out there, get it widely adopted so they could shut it off and make a lot of people upset.
And the most important part of marketing is making people upset.
Yes, you want, because any press is good press, so if you can get people upset, you're a billionaire.
Yeah.
That's what it takes. Wait, don't quite. Let me ask you something.
Okay.
Back off.
You pull out a gun.
Let me ask you. Picture you are, I think his name is Daniel Ek, the CEO of Spotify. You're Daniel Ek. You're a bald man from Scandinavia. I might have to cut all that. I don't know if any of that is true.
Have you been making up this entire presentation?
No! Shut up! You're Daniel Ek, you're bald, you're Scandinavian, and you're launching a new product. You're creating a brand new piece of hardware. Your company doesn't really do that, but you do own the #1 streaming platform for music on earth. How would you choose to market this new product?
Yeah, I would probably just advertise to people who use Spotify in Spotify.
I hate to tell you this, Danny. You are failing Marketing 101 from Spotify. The key to advertising a product is to not put it in your extremely popular app. What you're gonna wanna do is reach out to people via email only. We know one thing about young people, they check their email and they enjoy doing it. And you're also gonna wanna make the function of the device in all this material extremely vague. You're gonna want the only image you send out in these emails to be this, which is the name of the device, what the device looks like, and then the vaguest sentence you've ever heard. This is the only picture of Spotify Car Thing that existed before it was available for release.
When this first came out, I thought the name Car Thing was kind of cheeky, because it's like, it's a thing that goes in your car. But now that I know this is the only ad that existed for it, and it actually doesn't explain what the car thing does, it's a very poorly named product. My only guess is they were trying to avoid, like, false advertisement lawsuit when they inevitably shut it down and it actually doesn't do anything, so they couldn't call it like a music playing screen because they knew all along they were gonna shut this thing down and then it wouldn't be that anymore.
This is a side note, I literally cannot believe, I don't know who I was in 2022 because like the fact that like this and a vague couple of emails was enough for me to be like, I fucking need this is so crazy to me.
Yeah, you can't even tell in the ad how big this device is.
And I'll be honest, the ad, it makes it look huge. Like I'm looking, and maybe it's just because it's on a projector screen.
Yeah, I would guess it's like, honestly, it's like this big.
Yeah, wait.
According to Spotify, their decision to delete the car thing was part of our ongoing efforts to streamline our product offerings. That's actually so crazy. I did not even think a company could do that. Can they do that with any product? You buy bread at the store and the bread company comes to your house and takes their bread back and is like, hey, we're streamlining bread. Better luck next time. Anyways, you guys should go check out Jake's video on it as well. It goes much more in depth and he's really funny. But I think it's safe to say that that's gotta be the worst car thing ever, right? Well, in 2019, Tesla announced its first pickup truck, the Cybertruck. When it was announced, Elon Musk made it very clear that they wanted to do something different with the pickup truck genre, creating a more post-apocalyptic looking vehicle that you can drive around in with your cyberpunk goons. We've all got some. And they've got to get to soccer practice. But after years of delays and the truck finally becoming available for much more than Elon Musk initially estimated, owners have now been united with their trucks, and it is full of safety problems.
My Tesla Cybertruck has 3 official recalls involving the wiper blade motor, the accelerator pedal, and this little plastic part right here just flying off as you're driving.
And I just so happen to have rented one. I tried to remain optimistic when I picked up the Cybertruck, and at first everything seemed fine. It looked like a marvel of engineering, you know? Big, sharp, the windshield wiper was humongous. But other than that, honestly, things seemed pretty normal. Until I started driving the car home. On my way home with the truck, I started to notice that nearly every person who drove past me was staring at me. People were gawking, mouths agape, some even took pictures. I was starting to feel like an animal trapped in some kind of cyber zoo. And things only got worse when I got home and finally got to do some research, only to find that people hate this truck. Owner after owner had been posting videos on social media of people peeing on their trucks in broad daylight. I didn't realize how strongly people felt about this truck, but I was starting to worry that they felt the same about the people on the inside of them. Should I be fearing for my safety? I know damn well that the windows aren't going to protect me. At the very least, I needed to make sure that I was not seen anywhere near this truck. I needed a disguise. I needed to become Neon.
Vortex, he's the coolest guy. And his pin's AI. Look at him go, what a little freak, it's Neon Vortex.
So I've spent a decent amount of time with the Cybertruck now, and I've compiled a little list of pros and cons. So we'll go through that real quick so you can get a quick rundown of everything that's good / bad about the Cybertruck, just in case you need like a quick decision. You got your finger on the buy button right now, and you just need to know, Neon, should I buy this thing or not? Pros. The interior is actually pretty nice. I like the little ambient lighting that goes around the whole front of the cabin. Actually, I think it's in the back too. There's a little strip. The steering wheel has the turn signals on the wheel, which takes a little while to get used to, but once you are used to it, I think it's actually pretty nice. All of the materials on the inside seem pretty nice. Like the material on the roof liner is like a nice suede kind of thing. It's pretty spacious on the inside. It has ventilated seats. My butt's so cold. I changed my mind. This is a con. Okay, cons. There are several things in the car that are too small and shaped oddly. The steering wheel is like tiny. And then the rear view mirror is also tiny. And to make matters worse, while the tonneau cover is closed, which is the little cover on the back of the truck bed, the rear view mirror is completely black because there's a thing in the way. Another con, this thing is sharp. If I ran into somebody, I would slice them in half with this car. I also feel like it being made out of stainless steel might be bad for its crash test rating in general, but also the fact that it's so sharp means that opening and closing doors is kind of uncomfortable. Because this car doesn't have any door handles, the way you open it is you have to push a button, then the door pops open a little bit, and you have to kind of reach your hand into the space where the car door has opened and pull it open. But since this car is made out of like weirdly cut stainless steel, it's kind of sharp in there when you open it. It's an unpleasant feeling on the hand, and you never really feel like you're grabbing it in the right place. This truck is wrapped in a matte black color, and one of the reasons the owner said he wrapped it is because you basically just grab this thing all over to open it, and there were fingerprints everywhere. Also, changing gears is a pain in the butt. It's actually a little thing that you slide on the screen. If you want to go forward, you slide the little truck forward. If you want to go backwards, you slide it backwards, which is not a huge deal if you're just driving from one place to another, because how often do you really change gears in the car anyway? But the second you have to do any kind of 3-point turn where you have to change gears more than once, it is such a pain. Bug just landed on my eyeball. One thing that's sort of a pro and a con is the rivet in the accelerator pedal. You see, when Tesla first started shipping the Cybertruck, owners began to realize pretty quickly that after a short time of use, the plate on the pedal could come loose while you're pushing it down all the way, then slide up and get wedged into the car, effectively trapping the accelerator pedal to the floor. Luckily, since this car is electric, the brake pedal can fully override the accelerator pedal, so if you get into this situation, just stay calm, hold down on the brake, and hopefully by the time you realize that, you haven't plowed through like a school field trip or something. Anyway, since this started happening, Tesla has recalled all the Cybertrucks to put rivets in the accelerator pedal. So the rivet is a pro in the sense that now your car will not decide to keep accelerating forever until the end of time, but it is also a con because if it needed this rivet in the first place and Tesla didn't catch this very simple issue before releasing them, what else might they have missed? Ooh, I know actually. Maybe the fact that the frunk chops fingers off. This is the frunk, or front trunk of the Cybertruck, and because it is super sharp and can close automatically, it is apparently basically a guillotine. When people with access to Cybertrucks started realizing this, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube were all flooded with videos of people testing it out with various fruits and vegetables, and it did not look good for the Cybertruck. Tesla took note of this and actually issued a safety update to the car's software fixing the issue. Kind of. The update led to yet another wave of videos, this time owners more confidently testing the frunk with their own hands. But what a lot of them didn't realize, however, is that the way Tesla fixed this issue is by making it so the first time you try closing the frunk, it closes very lightly, and if it notices any resistance at all, it comes back up, just how you'd want. But if you keep trying to close it after that, Tesla assumes, hey, maybe you've stuffed the frunk with a big bag, and you don't care if it closes a little bit harder, you just want the dang frunk closed. Surely someone isn't just standing there slamming the frunk on their hand over and over, trying to prove their allegiance to Elon Musk. So when this Tesla nut Jeremy Judkins went to test out the new update, a little scared from how dangerous he'd heard it was before, he started out with his big sturdy forearm. Then he worked his way down to his hand, and finally his lone little index finger. Unbeknownst to him, the frunk was getting stronger and stronger every time until...
Everybody's been waiting for this, the finger. Without further ado... I feared for my finger for a second, not gonna lie. That's kind of bad.
Yeah, so I wasn't gonna test this out on my own hand, but I did try it with my shoe. Okay, I don't think that was enough pressure to slice my fingers off. I'm not gonna test that, but it definitely saw there was something there, recognized it, it thought about it for maybe a second and was like, do I wanna kill this guy? And then it said, all right, what the heck, we'll let you go. So that's nice.
All right, driving test. It's time to take this thing out on the open road and kill somebody.
One interesting thing right now is it says press to drive and it's showing a picture of the accelerator pedal. So I like that it kind of assumes that as a Cybertruck owner, you have no idea how to drive. The experience of driving a Cybertruck is a little different due to its unique steer-by-wire mechanism, which means the steering wheel is actually not physically controlling the wheels. It's doing it electronically, which means that it can do things like turn more sharply when you're in a parking lot and less sharply when you're at highway speeds. It's a cool idea in concept, I think, but it definitely took some getting used to, and also, I don't know, like, was this really a problem before? I kind of liked that every time I turned my steering wheel, it turned the car the same amount.
First time I took a turn in this thing, actually every subsequent turn I took after that too, I was like, whoa, this thing is a bucking Bronco, man. This thing's trying to buck me right out of it. This is a wily gal. I've been saying it all day, even alone in the car on the way from the guy's house who owns this thing. I was just saying, yeehaw! This thing is a wild girl. Yeah, I definitely don't like how tiny the steering wheel is and how flat it is on the top. It just feels like wiggling it a little bit sends the car so far in one direction. You really gotta be 10 and 2 if that analogy even applies to a rectangle or a trapezoid. I don't know what this is.
I think it's like a hexagon.
As a passenger, how is this for you, Jake? Is it?
I would say I get motion sick in cars. I normally don't get motion sick in the front seat.
Please.
In this one, I am feeling a little motion sick. Sorry. It's a bucking Bronco, you know, what can I say?
She's a wild gal. Imagine setting your phone here, and you know, sometimes you slam on your brakes and the things in your car go sliding forward. Imagine if something went sliding forward all the way to the front of this dashboard. There's no way that you could ever get that back while you're driving. So if your phone was up there or anything important, you just gotta wait until the end of your drive to get it back. Either that or you have to floor it so fast that it comes flying back and then you just sort of catch it like that. That'd be kind of cool.
Kind of feels like I'm in the weirdest Uber ever right now.
For Jake? Where you going, man? The future? Strap in, buddy. It's gonna be a wild ride. And I don't know how to drive.
We got a little cyber hungry while driving around, and I figured that taking our wild gal through a drive-thru would be a perfect way to get an outside perspective on the truck.
Take me to a drive-thru. Command not understood. I'm hungry. This command is not available yet. You're not allowed to be hungry yet in the Cybertruck. Hello, can I get one Butterburger cheeseburger?
Anything else?
That's it.
It's 906.
There you go. Thank you.
I like the Cybertruck, by the way.
Oh, thanks, man. I'm just renting it, actually, just for the day, yeah. I was thinking about getting one, so I just wanted to see if I liked it or not.
Oh, testing it out, right?
Yeah. Do you really like it?
They look nice, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Some people like it and some people hate it. I don't know if I really like it or not.
Futuristic.
Yeah.
Nobody has that.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, though.
He looked kind of like he was going to laugh at me when I first pulled up. He was nice about it, though. He said he liked it. Do you think you really liked it?
I may never know whether that guy really liked the Cybertruck or if he was just being polite, or worse yet, sarcastic. But while we were sitting in an empty church parking lot enjoying our meal, we were confronted again, but this time in a much stranger way. As we were sitting there minding our own business, a woman pulled up beside us and just stared into the car for a good like 30 seconds.
This is very confusing.
Just looking.
The windows of the truck are kind of tinted, so I didn't know if she could see us, but I was worried that she was like security for the church or something, and we weren't supposed to be there. So I rolled down the window to ask if everything was okay. And finally, she spoke.
Hello. How's it going? Yeah. Oh, sure, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I can show you. Yeah, of course. I'm filming a YouTube video right now. That's why I'm dressed up all weird.
So I showed her around the car for a little bit and she took a ton of pictures. Also, I had taken off my wig, so I looked even more insane, but she never questioned it. Then she told us that her grandchildren would love this. And they live pretty close by, so she asked how long we'd be there for. We said probably 10 minutes, and she said, 30 minutes? And we said, okay. And then we waited for 30 minutes while she went to go get her grandkids.
Yeah, of course. Come on over.
They did indeed love the Cybertruck.
What do you think? You like it? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah? Cool.
We went all around it. They asked a ton of questions. Their grandmother kept telling them to wave at the camera.
So the back is a truck. It's got a truck bed in the back. Oh, a gaming room. That's a good idea.
I think this kid must watch a lot of Brent Rivera or something, because when he saw the back of the truck, he was like, oh my god, it's so big. You could fit a secret gaming room back here. And then when he saw the front, he was like, oh, this is too small. You could not fit a secret gaming room up here. It's like he only thought in terms of secret gaming rooms. It was insane.
When I'm 16,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna buy a
Oh, good idea. I like it. That'll be a good first car, huh? Smile. 1, 2, 3.
And with that, my time with the Cybertruck had come to an end. It was time to bring it back to the person I rented it from. And wait, what is that? What's going on with those podcast recommendations? And you know what? The music recommendations too. Who owns this car? All right, that's it. I'm pissing on this thing. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join. The story of a Willy Wonka experience gone wrong in Glasgow, Scotland has taken the internet by storm, and I love it. I don't think I've ever in all my life seen such an impressive and inspiring dumpster fire of an event. It is just, mwah. It is just perfect. This event, which was supposed to give kids the chance to experience Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, was so bad, it prompted parents to call the police to get justice for the horrors they had witnessed. Police were called to an immersive Willy Wonka experience after families showed up to an empty warehouse. The event reportedly charged $40 per entry, that's per person by the way, advertised with AI art, and said it would be a journey filled with wondrous creations and enchanting surprises at every turn. And oh, what enchanting surprises they found. Kids were all dressed up and crying, waiting for what they thought was going to be a magical experience. Yeah, that's the surprise. No magic here, just sadness. The surprise was them crying. If they called the police, that's how you know it was bad. Because they didn't even do that in the actual Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and kids were dying in that movie. And honestly, it does look like it was terrifying. Take a look at some of the images of the abandoned warehouse that parents had to spend $40 to gain access to. Okay, here we have some sort of chocolate fountain with murky brown water floating in it. We have one bouncy castle that can fit like 3 kids. Giant empty space filled with table and chairs. You're probably thinking there must be something pretty good to eat here with all these table and chairs. Probably some pretty tasty chocolate, right? No, there was no chocolate at this event. These photos look like a crime scene, dude. These look like Willy Wonka had to flee the country after the FDA found fentanyl in his chocolate. So he has to post up in an abandoned factory to keep the business going while the feds are after him. You got this lovely scene. I think that the size of the warehouse really screwed them over, honestly. If it was a smaller room, it wouldn't look so empty. There would still be nothing to do there, but it wouldn't look so sad. In a way, seeing this photography light in front of this like $2 Candyland backdrop makes me feel kind of sad for the people who put on this event. Like, oh, you really thought people were gonna want to take pictures in front of this shit. Of course not. No. If 2 parents brought 2 kids to this event, it would cost $160, and you're getting this. I think I get why they called the police, honestly, dude. If I was promised some kind of fun Willy Wonka experience for the kids and then showed up to this foggy warehouse, I would think I was about to be murdered in some kind of Willy Wonka-themed Saw movie. And if that's not enough, wait until you see the nightmarish characters they had running around this place. So this is one of the most famous pictures to come out of the whole ordeal. This is an Oompa Loompa, obviously. A lot of people are focusing on the facial expression she's making in this picture. She looks exasperated. And honestly, I don't blame her. This has to be like the worst acting gig she's ever had. As far as I know, this actor wasn't putting on the event. She was just hired to be there. She's probably dealing with crying children, pissed off parents. Also, I'm pretty sure canonically the Oompa Loompas are enslaved by Willy Wonka, so the facial expression makes sense in that context too. What I'm actually more concerned with is everything else going on in this photo. Why is there so much smoke? I'm not super familiar with the process of making chocolate, but I'm 100% sure there should not be that much smoke happening. No wonder she's making that face, dude. She's high as hell. And I love all the mismatched chemistry gear she's got strewn about the table. Beakers, vials, this mysterious elixir locked up in a little glass box. A quill? Oompa Loompas take notes like wizards from the 1300s? I didn't know that. All right, now the other 2 characters that were at this thing, I gotta introduce you to at the same time because they're both in the same video clip. So let me introduce you to Willy Wonka and the Unknown.
What is that? It's the unknown.
Man, what the hell? Dude, fuck everything else. I would call the police based off of that. Who is that demon? Surprising twists and turns was right in the advertisement. I would not expect to take my kids to a Willy Wonka experience and have them be accosted by a shadow figure. I can tell you that right now. It's terrifying that Willy Wonka says, "What is that?" when he sees it.
What is that?
Like, dude, this is your chocolate factory. You don't even know what that is? We are so fucked. Here's a different clip of some other kids experiencing the unknown.
As the soup flavor full of scary face. Oh my God. Stare the great unknown. Wonderful. I love fantastic.
Yeah, that's the correct reaction to seeing the unknown. What is that? Wonka says it, this kid says it, I'm saying it. Also, I love that baby's reaction. That was like a primal instinct to make that sound. Humans have evolved for millions of years to make that sound when they see the unknown. According to some reports that I've read from the event, the unknown is supposed to be an evil chocolate maker who hides in the walls and scares little children. Is he a part of the actual Wonka story? No. Was it advertised that there would be a child-scaring monster at this event? No. But speaking of the advertising for the event, one of the most insane parts of this whole story is that this company that made this event, House of Illuminati, apparently used exclusively AI-generated images to advertise this event. Surprisingly, the website is still up, so you can go and check it out for yourself. Welcome to Willy's Chocolate Experience. Dive into the whimsical of Willy's Chocolate Experience! Exclamation point, comma. So you've got images like this, which at first look like some kind of fun candy land, but then the closer you look, it doesn't really make any sense. Like, what the fuck is this thing? Is that supposed to be a bunny? Who the hell is that? I don't like the looks of these things. But then you get images like this advertising the Twilight Tunnel, which are so clearly AI generated, it makes you wonder if the whole event was being run by an AI. Because how could a human not notice that there are so many typos in all of these images? You got dim tight, depractions, ungurrival, featuring dodjection and swide. Then you've got ensuring entertainment, which of course includes catgagatting, carchy tons, and a passidice of sweet teats. And on top of the website being seemingly designed by AI, apparently all of the actors' lines were too, which we know thanks to this video posted by the actor who played Willy Wonka.
I'm going to be poking a little bit of fun at the event, but I wanted to say before I start that I feel for anyone who bought tickets to this, people who are expecting a magical chocolate experience.
People who are unfortunately captured by the unknown, we hope you are found soon.
So the first red flag for me was when I was cast as Willy Wonka. Anyone who looks at me and thinks Willy Wonka and not Oompa Loompa is out of their mind. I give off major Oompa Loompa energy. I got cast as the part on the Thursday, and was told that I needed to learn the script for the Friday. So I said, no problem, send it over. The script was 15 pages monologue, pretty much, of AI-generated gibberish.
You know what I'm kind of curious about? If the script was AI generated, where did the unknown come from? Did the event organizers just ask ChatGPT to generate a script about Willy Wonka's chocolate factory and it just threw that shit in? Cause that's terrifying. ChatGPT was like, planning an event for kids, huh? I know just the thing to add. Don't worry, I'm great with kids.
So I'll give you one of the lines from the script. I'm not going to do the Willy Wonka voice because I think I've embarrassed myself enough. But one of my favorite lines was, "There is a man who lives here. His name is not known. So we call him the Unknown. The Unknown is an evil chocolate maker who lives in the walls." What? We were told on the experience to hand out a jelly bean, one jelly bean per child, and a quarter of a cup of Tesco's own brand lemonade.
One jelly bean? All that smoke the Oompa Loompa had to endure and she was just back there cranking out one jelly bean? Maybe the unknown was introduced as some way to canonically explain why there was no chocolate at the event. Sorry kids, there's no chocolate here today. An evil chocolate maker showed up and he shot the Oompa Loompas. They're dead now. So one of the Oompa Loompas from the event also posted a TikTok kind of poking fun at the whole experience, but the one actor we haven't heard from yet is the one that we all obviously want to talk to. The unknown. Unknown, we need to know your story. What was your inspiration for your performance? How did you get into character? The unknown must have had the worst time of any of the actors because, like, you got hired to do a performance of Willy Wonka and you got cast as a character that's not in Willy Wonka, just like an evil spirit that lives in mirrors. And then your job for an entire day is to scare and confuse unsuspecting children who have no clue what they're in for. Every time a kid came around that corner, you just know the unknown was like, God damn it, I gotta traumatize another kid. The Oompa Loompa from the famous photo ended up doing an interview with Vulture where she describes the moment that children saw her for the first time, and it is very sad. Tell me about the moment as the kids started coming in. Did you see the innocence leave their eyes? They were quite upset. I think they were confused, but it was more the parents. I just looked at them, and I think they must have known when they looked at me. An older couple said to me, I really, really hope you get paid well for this. This sounds like she's describing people witnessing the wreckage of a tsunami or something. It's crazy. Each individual person that laid eyes on her had to take a second to mourn. When you say walkthrough, how long are we talking here to walk through this event? I'm telling you, this would have taken about 2 minutes. I've never experienced anything like this in my life. Dude, honestly, that's kind of smart because like 2 minutes isn't even long enough to process like the first stages of grief. You're getting these people in and out before they can even realize they got scammed, you know? They don't even know what the fuck just happened. After the police were called, people started getting refunded, the story blew up. The director of the company who put on this event did eventually apologize. I'm really shocked that the event had fallen short of the expectations of people on paper. Yeah, dude, on paper the event was awesome. No chocolate, abandoned warehouse, smoky Oompa, just like the movie. There was every intention to hold the event from the pictures. Despite not being the best light, hopefully you'll be able to see that there was every intention to hold the event. No, we know you were planning on holding the event. That's kind of the problem. I think a lot of people wish you didn't. Unfortunately, there were unforeseen circumstances and the event didn't come to light. He's like, we were not expecting that evil chocolate maker to show up. The unknown ruined the event. These issues were technological in nature. We had ordered a holographic paper that didn't arrive on time. The holographic technology in itself is absolutely fabulous technology, and unfortunately, there was a delay in postage. Holographic paper? No, I don't think that was the problem with the event, actually. The lack of holographic paper. Look, I don't know what holographic paper is, but based on his reliance on ChatGPT and Midjourney, I do not trust his opinion of absolutely fabulous technology. So I'm just gonna go ahead and assume the holographic paper would not have helped. Well, gang, this is surely an event that will go down in the history books. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new here and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Hello, Greg. Well, guys, I've got some interesting content for you today, as usual. I found a very curious case that I would like your opinion on, but I don't want to give anything away just yet. I just want you to watch the first couple TikToks, and then I will sort of explain what's going on, okay? So this is the first TikTok I saw of this guy. His name is Dustin Tyler. It says, drink a bucket of bleach or date Selena Gomez again. Let's see what he says. So yeah, deeply personal thing to post on TikTok, I feel like. I didn't know who this guy is when I first saw this TikTok, so I was just very confused. I was like, did this guy date Selena Gomez? It says again. It's not just some guy speculating, like, I probably wouldn't like dating Selena Gomez, so yeah, I'll take the bleach. So then he made another video responding to this comment. It says, is he making fun of Bryce Hall, or... And I don't know what that's referring to. I don't know if Bryce Hall said that he liked Selena Gomez or dated her or something, but this just provides a little more insight into the relationship that this guy had with Selena Gomez.
Nah, I'm not making fun of Bryce Hall. Him and I are nothing alike. See, he has to make stories up that he was with Selena Gomez. Me, I actually was. And then I friend-zoned her, and then I broke her little heart.
Again, a very mean tone to the video, condescending to this person who is just genuinely asking a question, but gives a lot of insight into his alleged relationship with Selena Gomez.
And then I friend-zoned her, and then I broke her little heart.
I am curious about the details of the story, though, because just the order of events is kind of weird to me, the way he laid it out. He says, I was with Selena Gomez, and then I friend-zoned her, and then I broke her little heart. He says that things happened in that order. Usually, you don't start dating someone and then friend-zone them. Usually when guys talk about getting friend-zoned, it's like they're talking to this girl, and then she reveals that she sees them as more like friends. This guy's saying, we were dating. They could have been dating for like 3 years, and then he turns to her and he's like, you know, I really see you like a sister. The best sister I ever had. So he says he dated her and then friend-zoned her and then broke her heart. So he like friend-zoned her, broke things off with her, and then he broke her heart. What did he do? I dated her, I friend-zoned her, and then I killed her hamster. Just straight up stepped on it. This was years later, by the way. Anyway, by now you're probably wondering, who the hell is this guy? Is this Justin Bieber? Because I know they dated. That's what I thought at first. I thought, is this what Justin Bieber looks like now? But no, this guy's name is Dustin Tyler. And I scrolled through his page to try to figure out who this guy is, and here's what I came up with.
It's coming soon, but just like Oklahoma, mine is coming sooner. I'm just a late bloomer.
Okay, so I didn't know who this guy was at first, but luckily there's a logo in the corner that says Victorious. Apparently this guy was a character on Victorious. At first I did think this was Andy Samberg from 2006, but he was a character, let's see, Victorious puppet guy. He was this guy. Robbie Shapiro is one of Tori's friends at Hollywood Arts, and he's got a few videos where he does sort of a glow up. He's like, this is what I used to look like back when I was on Victorious, and this is what I look like now. Don't I look so different? And then I was like, okay, this makes sense now. So this guy used to be on like an old Nickelodeon show, and so he was probably in with the Nick kids and the Disney kids, and so that's how he knew Selena Gomez, and that's how they dated, right? It all makes sense. However, after reading the comments on these TikToks, I came to discover that this guy, this man, is not the guy from Victorious. These are two different people. He's just straight up lying about everything. He's not that guy. He didn't date Selena Gomez. His page is full of lies. And to be honest, he's not lying very well, mind you, because the actual guy from Victorious, his name is Matt Bennett, and he has a TikTok account, and if you wanted to pretend to be him, you could at least make your name on TikTok Matt Bennett. I think that would make people believe you a lot more if you really wanted to trick people. But he didn't. He just he just kept his real name. Dustin Tyler. That's me. Please don't Google my name. So this dude's whole thing, apparently, is just like making shit up on TikTok and then hoping it goes viral because people are kind of like, whoa, you used to be the guy from Victorious, or whoa, you used to date Selena Gomez and now you'd rather kill yourself than date her again? That's crazy. It's also funny now that he says that he friend-zoned Selena Gomez, because that would imply that, like, they are now friends, you know? And this is a pretty fucked up thing to say about your friend. Date Selena Gomez again, dude? Oh, that's, disgusting, dude. That fucking, I hate that girl. I hate her. I would not touch her with a 10-foot pole. She's crazy. And she's my best friend. But again, it turns out that he did not friend-zone her at all. Maybe he stranger-zoned her. He friend-zoned her so hard that they don't even know each other. and never did. This is kind of interesting to me because this is sort of playing off an existing trend on TikTok where people will post like that they have some sort of past or current relationship with a celebrity, like my uncle is Tom Cruise, or like my grandma is Sandra Bullock. And like TikToks like these will go viral because people are just like weirdly obsessed with stuff like that. The comments are always like, holy shit, I didn't know Tom Cruise had a family. I'm not really sure why people are so surprised about it. I understand just being like, yeah, I never really thought about like what Tom Cruise's cousin would be like before. But then again, why would you? You know? Like, I can't imagine why you'd ever be in like a Mission Impossible movie wondering like, I wonder who the guy who plays this character's cousin is. What's that guy like? What's he up to? So I guess it's just surprising to like see him. But it's not really surprising to find out that he does have a cousin. I don't think we're all under the impression that like Chris Pratt just showed up just came about through natural causes. If you just search on TikTok, I think famous relative check, lots of videos will come up about being related to Charlie D'Amelio or Bob Saget. Okay, this guy is saying that his mom is Flo from Progressive. This is kind of like a popular thing on TikTok, and anytime like a big celebrity has some cousin post about them, it goes viral. But the downside to blowing up in this fashion is that it's kind of hard to keep this momentum going, you know? Most people don't have multiple famous relatives, so you can't just keep posting about like having more famous relatives. I mean, I guess if your cousin was Justin Bieber, you could just sort of keep filming him at every like family get together. But you are kind of just limited to one famous person, which is where I think this guy Dustin Tyler has it all figured out, because he doesn't just pick one celebrity to be related to. He'll lie about being related to anybody in a multitude of ways. Now, I should say that in this dude's profile, it does say jokes/satire. So he is covering his bases just in case someone tries to like sue him for whatever that would be, lying. Being weird. In case anybody tries to sue me for being a little bit strange, it's all jokes. Also, all of his TikToks about like dating famous women are about him friend zoning them. Or like him like dating them and being like, yeah, I dated like the most famous woman in the world. It was trash. Low-key, I'm a little bit out of her league. I mean, look at me, dude. I've got tattoos, and I live in a hallway. And he kind of tries to disguise it as sort of like self-deprecating, like, oh, what an idiot I am. I dated the most famous pop star in the world, and I was too good for her, and I broke her heart, ripped it to smithereens, and now I kind of regret it. Dope, I'm so stupid. Oopsie. If this is all of his content, then like his whole friend group must just be famous pop stars, right? If he's friend zoning all of these girls, and they're just his friends now. Maybe this is the only way he knows how to make friends.
Put your back into it, tell us why, show us how. Look at where you came from, look at you now.
The caption for that one is, this is what I look like when I friend-zoned Ariana Grande. Okay, that one's not even trying to disguise it as like a self-deprecating joke. That one's just like, look at how ugly I was when I friend-zoned a literal pop music icon. And now look at how hot I am. I can't decide how I feel about this, because on one hand it's kind of creepy, but it also is kind of funny that he's just like pretending to be dating all of these famous people. I will say, very disrespectful to the guy from Victorious. The fact that he's using this guy's picture to be like his past ugly self and being like, but now don't worry guys, now I'm hot. I don't look like that ugly-ass dweeb anymore. And he's like showing a picture that's not even him, it's some other guy. And he's also kind of like lying about things that guy did too now. He just starts assigning all of this horrible shit to this guy that's not even him. Yeah, this is what I looked like back when I robbed that bank. Can you believe this is what I looked like back then? Damn, that was the same year I blew up that hospital too. Shit, I've really changed since then. My name is Matt Bennett, by the way, and I did all those things. People just walk away from those videos being like, wow, that guy who played that kid in Victorious is kind of an asshole. Also, one of the weirdest things about this is he also posts all of these TikToks on Instagram, and he's verified on Instagram, which seems very weird because literally all he does is pretend to be other people, and somehow that gets him verified. But he does, in fairness, also say jokes and satire in his Instagram description. So when Instagram verified him, what they're saying is, don't worry guys, this really is the guy who pretends to be the guy from Victorious. If you're wondering if this guy really is who he says he is, he is really the guy that pretends to date Selena Gomez. They do get a little bit creepier though. This one is like that sound that's like, back in the day, me and you, baby, we used to have fun. And it says, my mind when I bump into Ariana Grande when she's with her husband with like a emoji. Imagine this guy that Ariana Grande's never met before bumping into her in public with her husband. Remember me? It's like, I've never seen you before in my life. Oh, the fun we used to have. If he keeps making TikToks like these are only going to get progressively more and more creepy the more like life changes Ariana Grande goes through. The next one's like me following Ariana Grande's daughter home from elementary school to tell her about all the good times me and her mom had. Me in court while Ariana Grande's trying to file a restraining order against me.
And if you wonder if I hate you, I do.
Imagine Ariana Grande's husband like just randomly stumbling across this TikTok. What the fuck? I don't even know this guy. Imagine if he sees all the other TikToks and like believes them because he doesn't know. Babe, who is this guy? And she's like, I have no idea. And he's like, bullshit. You're just saying that. You're lying to me. This guy friend zoned you and now he hates me. And she's like, no, I literally have no idea who that guy is. He's lying. You obviously do know him. He was on Victorious. That guy was not on Victorious. You are so full of shit. He's verified on Instagram, babe. Okay, that one just throws off the whole thing. I thought he wanted Ariana Grande back. And all the other TikToks, he's like, damn, I wish I never friend zoned her. And now he's saying I would never date her again? How do you reconcile those two? Oh, I wish I didn't friend zone Ariana Grande. I wish I killed her. These are getting a little creepy, kind of like bringing her husband into it. There's one comment under this TikTok that says, you're using her name a little too much, I think. And he commented under it, I'm obsessed with her. I'm not using her name too much. I'm obsessed with her. I think I'm using it an appropriate amount. How am I supposed to stop using her name if I can't stop thinking about her? How does that make any sense? Again, I get that this is all a bit, you know, it's all jokes and satire, but I do feel like he may be taking the bit a little bit too far and committing a little bit too hard to the bit now. He's gonna get arrested and be like, that video that I posted of me over Ariana Grande and her husband sleeping was a joke. I was making fun of someone who would do that. The knife in my hand was a goof. You wanna know the craziest thing about this? Is all this dude does is pretend to be other people and pretend to be related to other people. And he has 1.7 million followers on TikTok. You know John Legend? Like an actual famous person just started a TikTok. You know how many followers he has? He's got 1.6 million followers. He's got less followers than someone pretending to be related to somebody famous. Dustin Tyler has 4 times as many followers as the actual guy from Victorious. Matt Bennett has 400,000 followers, and a guy pretending to be him has 4 times more. It's like, how do you get more followers by making TikToks about being like related to somebody than you do by being that guy? He hasn't just pretended to date celebrities, he also has pretended to be Keanu Reeves' son.
People, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Santa's coming to town.
And a lot of them have this kind of theme where like people and like potential girlfriends only like him because he's Keanu Reeves' son. And I just think it's kind of funny that in this fictional world where he can make up anything, he picks such a sad reality for himself. He picks these worlds where like he turned away the love of his life, Ariana Grande, and now he's bitter and he despises her husband. And he picks this world where Keanu Reeves is his dad, but like he can't really be sure if anyone actually likes him for him because everyone's just so obsessed with Keanu Reeves. He's turning his life into a tragedy. He's made a tragedy of himself. Also, I think it's kind of funny that in this scenario, it seems like the she that this video is talking about would be Ariana Grande. You know how Ariana Grande is obsessed with Keanu Reeves and that's a thing about her?
Screaming, crying.
Also, I want to know where he's making these TikToks. He's always either like in a hallway or in a storage closet. I feel like I'm way more interested than his life than like whatever fantasy land he's coming up with. I feel like he's making these at work. Whatever job this guy works, I must be the most boring job in the world. I get daydreaming about like dating Ariana Grande or like having a famous parent, but then like daydreaming and fantasizing about like dating Selena Gomez, but it was trash. It's like you've gone through everything else there is to daydream about. And now all you have to daydream about is like, what if people only liked me because my dad was in the Matrix? Anyway, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this creepy or normal? Is this creepy behavior or is this all in good fun? and it's just kind of like a silly guy being goofy and wacky. Let me know. Anyway, thank you so much to SeatGeek for sponsoring this video. Guys, live events are back, and you're gonna be going back to them in style. You wanna know why? Because thanks to SeatGeek, you can save $20 using my code GREG on SeatGeek. If you don't know what SeatGeek is, it's basically an app for your butt. And what I mean by that is it helps get your butt in some dope-ass seat. SeatGeek is a ticketing app. It helps you get tickets in the easiest way possible. I've got the app on my phone. I've used it to get tickets to a variety of shows in the past, and I really like how it tells you whether or not you're getting a good deal on tickets. It basically color codes the seats and the tickets so you know whether you're getting a good deal or a bad deal. Green means good, red means stop. Whether it's concerts, baseball, basketball, football, etc., whatever you're into that has tickets, you can probably find it on SeatGeek. I personally am going to an Oliver Tree show in February, which I'm very excited about. Got the tickets on SeatGeek. It was super easy to do. And again, thanks to SeatGeek sponsoring this video, using the promo code GREG, you can get $20 off tickets from SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase if you use my code GREG, and make sure you click the link in the description to download the app. Thank you to SeatGeek for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out SeatGeek. Bye. AI is threatening to take all of our jobs, and it seems like nobody is doing anything about it. But today, that ends. If I can make fake AI apps and get them on the App Store where people think they're getting free labor from a soulless machine, when in reality, they're getting free labor from a soulless YouTuber, then I can do the unthinkable. I can steal AI's job. And I bet I can do it better too. This was a journey that would take me several months and cost me a lot of money, only to find that I was the one who felt like I was talking to robots. The two apps I want to create are both parodies of the most popular types of AI apps. You've got chat apps like ChatGPT. You ask it a question, it gives you an answer. Where did it come up with this answer? Is this answer true? None of your beeswax. In my version of this app, users will just be talking to me. My app will be superior because I know lots of fun and interesting stuff and cool stuff, and I'm also very fun to chat with. For the second app, we're gonna turn up the heat a little bit and do an image generation app like Midjourney or DALL-E. You give it a prompt and it's been trained off of thousands of images from thousands of unconsenting artists to give you a photorealistic image. In my version of this app, users will type out a prompt and then I will draw it? I don't know yet. Maybe if it's something I have laying around, I can just take a picture of it. My app will be superior because what's more photorealistic than a real photo? I'm excited to find out just how creative people will be with their prompts. Now, unfortunately, I'm not an app developer. Yes, I did go to an engineering school for a degree in computational media. Yes, I did learn how to code, and yes, I was also a Viner at the time and thought I was gonna do that for the rest of my life. So yes, I did forget everything I learned the second I graduated. So if I wanted to get these apps made, I was going to need some help. I tweeted out asking for help developing an app, and that's how I met True. True's a super talented software designer. She's worked for companies like Discord, and now she was working for me. For the next few weeks, I coordinated with True while she worked diligently to perfect these two apps. And in the meantime, I've got to come up with a name and description for each app to go on the App Store. Okay, for the chatbot, I'm thinking I want to name it something as close to ChatGPT as possible. That way people immediately understand what it's supposed to be. So instead of ChatGPT, maybe something like Chat DNE, like Danny. Chat DNE. Okay, description time. Okay, what's a good way for me to say this app is basically ChatGPT, but way better? Here at DNE Enterprises, we pride ourselves on the accuracy of our product descriptions. Instead of referring to our app as an AI app, which would be a lie, we refer to our technology, as the DNE intelligence, which has been training for decades to answer unlimited questions quickly and with great precision. We use phrases like human-like responses. I've been complimented on that before, actually. I've been told my responses are extremely human-like. And that's no different with our photo generation app, Doodle DNE, which sends you photorealistic images in minutes. How many minutes? We also include disclaimers that humans review every prompt sent to us. That way weirdos aren't sending me stuff that they wouldn't send to another human being. In order to actually get people to download these apps, I was gonna need to advertise them online. So I made a fake Instagram profile to look like some kind of technology startup. Okay, so we need a profile picture. I guess my company needs some kind of logo. Maybe I can just make that in Photoshop real quick. Let's see, what's ChatGPT's logo look like? Okay, so ChatGPT's got like an interesting geometric shape. OpenAI, which makes ChatGPT. Okay, the same interesting geometric shape. What about like Midjourney? Okay, there's just a little sailboat. DALL-E logo.
the same geometric shape. Okay, interesting. Okay, so maybe the move is to go with an interesting geometric shape. What the fuck? Wait, how am I making this shape? There's a cat tool in Photoshop? I hit custom shape, and I guess the default custom shape is a giant cat. Should I just use this? Let's go. Dude, that actually, okay, that looks sick. Now I've created a series of screenshots from the chat app that I'm gonna post on here, and then I'm gonna promote them to try to reach as many people as possible. Help me ask my crush out, to which Chat DNE responds, for sure. Maybe try something like this. I'd love to take you out to dinner sometime this weekend. I have connections at Nobu and can get us in. My treat. I can also help you get in touch with management at Nobu if you want, let me know. Can you get me in touch with the Jonas Brothers? Sure. After doing some digging, I found their manager's email address. What would you like to ask them? And then this one where a user is asking Chat DNE to design a website for them and giving it feedback on the website. All in all, I want Chat DNE to come across as like swap them out with people that look different. Oh, hello. The game developers were like, if you want to kill your entire family and swap them out with new people, you can. But that's on you. Our hands are clean, dude. We didn't say you had to do that. This game was actually the funnest game I played the entire time, and I was actually really excited to beat it, and I was planning on playing every single level until, I've come upon a level with no controls or instructions. I'm unable to move. I can't do anything. The game just stopped working. There's no controls. Mommy. Mommy, go. Maybe it's voice controlled. Mommy, go. Mommy, walk. So I guess I'll just exit out of the app and never open it again? Welcome to Horse House. All right, partner, and howdy do. It's time to talk about talking horse. In real life, taking care of a horse consists of brushing it and letting it lick salt, and that's it, I think. So let's see if we can do those things in the game. As is tradition, this game presents no introduction or explanation of what this game is going to be. In fact, it actually kind of tries to pretend like you've played the game before. Continue. What an interesting button to make you press at the beginning of a game. I just want to make sure you're comfortable continuing to start the game. Are you good with that? Okay, cool. Continue. And this is Talking Horse. There's a horse on the screen, and a few things you can do with the horse. He can dance. Oh shit, get it, little horsey. He can also fart. And there's actually a couple of secret things that aren't labeled as like buttons that you can do on the main page. It's kind of like the secret menu at Starbucks. For example, you know how if you go to Starbucks, they don't have beating up a horse on the menu, but if you ask, they will let you do it? What happens if I poke him? Oh shit, did I beat up my horse? Right at the beginning, the game also prompts you to allow access to your microphone, and once you do that, you get to find out why the game is called Talking Horse. What is he doing? He's like looking at something? Am I supposed to click on that? You think I'm supposed to click on that little chick?
Also, what is he doing? He's like looking at something. Am I supposed to click on that? You think I'm supposed to click on that little chick?
What? Wait.
Wait.
Hello?
Hello?
He copies you. Imagine how many people have played this game and were not talking to their phone while they played this game and just never found out why the game was called Talking Horse.
I killed John F. Kennedy.
Yo, this horse is crazy. Press on the little video game controller on the main page and you will be taken to a list of mini games you can play with the horse. You got Jumpy Horse, which is basically a direct copy of Doodle Jump, if you guys remember that game. You got Horse Smash, where the violence towards horses continues. Horse Smash has a normal mode and then also a hostage mode. You know how horses are always taking hostages? Is the horse taking people hostage? Yeah, the horse sometimes has a duck, and I'm guessing I don't want to hit the duck. Whatever you do, don't hit the duck, dude. That's animal abuse. But if you ever see a horse pop out of one of those holes, break its skull with your hammer. Kill the horse. Wait, so they have a Jumpy Horse and Horse Jump. They really couldn't come up with any other game mechanics. They were like, how about a jumping game, a smacking game, and then, I don't know, dude, a jumping game? What do you want to play? You want to come up with ideas all day? You can collect coins a few different ways from what I've gathered. You can get them in games, and you can also buy them with real human money. And when you have enough, you can unlock new and fun things that you can watch your horse do. And not to brag or anything, but I did unlock everything in the game, and now my horse can walk on a treadmill. And you know what? I'm proud of him. I'm really proud of my little horsey. I'm really happy that I played this game. It brought a lot of joy to my life. I'm not scared of the horse. I'm not terrified of the horse. I didn't delete the game immediately after filming. I really like this horse.
Transition. I guess this is the part of the video where I'm supposed to have reached some kind of conclusion about what I just did. But honestly, I don't really think I learned that much aside from the fact that there are a lot of games on the App Store that are not fun. And also, I have to remember to cancel the subscription to Virtual Boys. Was that a subscription or was that a one-time payment thing? I gotta go figure that out. I gotta make sure that I cancel that if I need to cancel that. All right, well, anyway, thank you for watching. I'm gonna go do that, and you can go ahead and subscribe. Deal? Okay, good. Bye. Life as a new dad is pretty good. Rocking my baby to sleep, watching him crawl for the first time, and there's so much to look forward to. Like finding out what kind of TikTok dad I'm gonna become. There's so many types of dads on TikTok. You got Frog Dad. I could be like Addison Rae's dad, begging Young Gravy to box him. One thing's for sure, whatever kind of dad I become, I'm excited to do it on TikTok.
Wait, what is this? TikTok is getting banned?
Guys, TikTok might get deleted in the US forever in a few months, so I either need to move countries or fulfill my dream of becoming a TikTok dad now. Luckily, over the years, I've gathered a pretty choice list of dad talks, and today I'm going to watch them, and then I'm going to become them by recreating them. So let's take another look at that Addison Rae's dad TikTok.
Can I get a
Okay, so this TikTok is from a couple years ago. It's from 2022. And if you were unaware of this situation where Addison Rae's dad wanted to fight famous rapper Young Gravy, I believe it started because Young Gravy made some comment on a podcast about finding Addison Rae's mom attractive. Now, Addison Rae's dad and his mom aren't together and haven't been for a long time, I think. But nevertheless, Monty, that's his name, Monty Lopez, decided to settle the score by getting on TikTok and begging Young Gravy to fight him.
Can we meet now? Like today, it's August 9th, 2022. I'm ready and I bet you're not. Only a boxing match. Do you have what it takes?
Please, I'm begging you, Young Gravy, fight me, please. I'll let you win. I don't care. You can bring a gun. Just don't kiss her. Also, because of the UMG thing that happened recently where they removed all their music from TikTok, this TikTok is completely silent. I'm guessing it had more of a badass vibe to it when it actually had music, but now it's just kind of sad. But to be fair to Monty, that TikTok was like 2 years ago. The beef has since been resolved, I think, or Monty just realized that Young Gravy was never going to respond to him, so he stopped trying. But let's see what Monty's up to now.
What's going on, everybody? Happy holidays. Got some real funny videos that I'm about to show you. Let me know in the comments below which you think is funny.
Cool, man. Yeah, those are some pretty funny videos. Did you steal them, Monty? Did you steal the videos? Bad, Monty. I like that Monty is compensating for his old videos having no music by putting 3 times as much music as is necessary in this video. I don't really think that this exact genre of TikTok speaks to me. I don't really know if I want to become like the content stealing kind of guy on TikTok. Hey guys, check out this crazy clip I just saw. You're gonna want to buckle in. This is 3 hours long. I should give Addison Rae's dad type dad a shot though, so I'm gonna be recreating that first TikTok. Okay, so I was trying to think of who it would be funny for me to be trying to fight in this video. My first thought, for some reason, was Joe Biden, but I feel like if I posted a shirtless video of me screaming and begging Joe Biden to fight me, I would be investigated by the FBI, the CIA, trying to think of any other 3-letter acronyms, AJR maybe. So I'm not gonna do that. Maybe it would make more sense if I just challenge someone who already does influencer boxing, like Jake Paul. I could make this same kind of shirtless screaming video, begging Jake Paul to fight me. I can't just stop there because Monty didn't stop there. Oh no, no, no. He challenged him, he begged him, he asked him to come to his house right now, and then he also pivoted to just posting silly videos on his page. So I'm gonna try to encapsulate all of that into one video. I also noticed in this video when he stands up, it like, well, one, it says run white boy run at the bottom, and then it also reveals that he has a tummy tattoo. So I don't know if I should incorporate that somehow. Like when I stand up, there's a funny tattoo on my tummy. Maybe it's just a heart that says Jake in the middle. Because I want you to get the vibe from this that I just want to hang out with Jake so bad. I don't care if he's beating the shit out of me or if he's just coming over to help me water my garden. It's actually kind of hard to write this upside down, but hopefully I'm doing this correctly. Can you even see it in the camera? Can you see the Jake?
There's an effect on it. Should I use that effect? Gym light? That's kind of menacing. What other effects could I use? No, okay. Let's just do no filter. No filter or nothing. I didn't like filming that at all. Actually, I hate that. I'm gonna put my shirt back on. Yeah, sorry, I hated that. I'm gonna keep my shirt on, actually. I thought I was gonna do it with my shirt off, man, but I can't do it. I just can't see myself convulsing shirtless like that. I don't even think I want it on the internet, to be honest. I don't want it. Nobody should see that. So it's gone now. I'm just gonna have to live with Jake tattooed on my tummy, and that's just gonna be a secret between me and you guys. Nobody's gonna know that happened. Okay, let's try again. Shirt mode activated. It's hard to press the start button the way I have my phone propped up. The keyboard's kind of in the way here. There we go. Okay, shit. God damn it.
Can I get
That might have been pretty good. I am picking up my phone at the beginning, but I think I went menace mode for sure. Actually, the beginning where I prop my phone up adds some kind of authenticity to it in a way. I don't know if it's like a millennial pause or kind of makes it seem like this video was totally off the cuff. Like I wasn't even planning on recording this. I'm just setting my phone up because I'm getting so pissed off. Well, I guess I'll just finish her up then. Oh, there's still sound. Can I make the sound stop now? Please? Okay, I guess I can't. So is it just gonna be that then? That's not good. That's not funny. That's just weird. That's just me straight up asking Jake to fight. Okay. Maybe I can record it in my camera roll and then add it in the editor. Hey Jake, I just wanted to say, I didn't mean what I said back there. I don't think you're a baby. I think you're awesome. And we don't have to fight. We could just hang out sometime if you want to. Anyway, here's a funny video I found. Okay, now I have to actually find a funny video and add it in here somehow. Funny video I found. Hell yeah.
Can I get
Hey Jake, I just wanted to say, I didn't mean what I said back there. I don't think you're a baby. I think you're awesome. And we don't have to fight. We could just hang out sometime if you want to. Anyway, here's a funny video I found. Yeah, I think it's perfect. And I think it's ready to post, and I'm not worried at all about what people will think when I post this. So I think after I create all the TikToks, we can take a look at some of the responses to them. Okay, next TikTok. My daughter being in a toxic relationship. Hashtag POV, a pack sticks up for each other. Okay, so I guess this genre is just fantasizing about having like a teenage child and something awkward or scary happening with that child. And also you have to look really badass and you do have to be part dog. Got it, can do. Before I film this one, I actually have a much more important POV I need to film first. POV, that moment when you're sponsored by Opera. Opera makes other browsers look like that evil boy in that last TikTok. All alone and useless. Meanwhile, Opera looks like the family because Opera has so many useful features built in that it's so much more than just a browser. You've got Aria, Opera's native browser AI which lets you get clear answers instantly. Highlight any term on the web and ask Aria to explain it. The great thing is Aria is connected to the web and can provide real-time information unlike a lot of other AI models. Tab islands are huge for helping me stay organized while I'm working on a video. If I have several TikToks open, a couple of Google Docs, email, I can collapse them into context-based groups automatically. I don't know what accent this is supposed to be. One thing I didn't even realize I needed until I got Opera was a built-in ad blocker. It makes articles look so much more clean, which actually makes my videos look better, because when I screen record an article, there's not distracting ads all over the place. And it's super easy to turn on with just one click. If you're working on multiple projects at once, you can create entirely separate workspaces that you can switch between easily using customizable buttons on the sidebar. I don't like having a ton of browser windows open at the same time. It's super distracting and hard to sort through. So in my opinion, this is a much better solution. So if you want to check out Opera, then use my link below to download Opera today. Thanks to Opera for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out Opera. Now let's film this TikTok. Okay, so I've been thinking a lot about how I could make this TikTok kind of my own, you know? Take everything I like about the toxic daughter, boyfriend TikTok and amplify. So first thing we're gonna do is the amount of family that shows up. I liked how much it was in the first video. We're gonna double it. We're just gonna have a ton of people show up. We're gonna have the dad, of course, the brother, an uncle,
Uncle's here. A second cousin, a third niece, maybe. Also, I think instead of like a toxic boyfriend, the daughter's just gonna be getting mugged. I think that would elevate the stakes a little bit higher. And then, you know, in the original TikTok, they didn't even turn into werewolves. Their eyes just turned blue, which, granted, that would be very scary if that happened to you, but I feel like they were trying to get at something there, but they didn't quite get there. So, in my TikTok, they're gonna actually turn into animals because there's filters on the TikTok that can turn you into animals. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna do it now. So I think what would be even cooler than turning into a wolf is if I turn into a horse. And I know that there's horse filters on TikTok. I have one saved here, where if you open your mouth, you turn into a horse. So I'm gonna use this. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. I look gorgeous. And then everyone just starts turning into horses, dude. The daughter turns into a horse. Uncle's gotta turn into a horse. And last but not least, the mugger has to apologize, of course. Let's go, baby. Now all I have to do is edit this, and it's gonna be ready to go. This dad is a whole different type of dad. His name is Brian B. Toe. I thought Toe might be his last name, but the way it's spelled out in his profile actually makes it seem like Bateau is his last name. I thought B was just his middle initial till I saw this just now. Say what you want about Brian, but he do be Toe. And I think there's a lot we can learn from Brian's TikTok. Stuck in a generation where loyalty is just a tattoo and being fake is a lifestyle. Where the real ones at? Man, Brian's so cool. I thought he was a teenager for a second because of how cool he's dressed. Hey guys, I'm just skateboarding with my backpack to school. I mean work. I hope my teacher is cool today. Oh, I mean boss. Sorry, I'm just a kid at heart. Also, I just got in a really bad skateboarding accident and hit my head real bad. Can you drive me to the hospital? I don't like this angle. Why is he so much higher up than us? Are we a child in this video? Are we his child?
Son, where are the real ones? What have you done with the real ones, son?
I'm not even sure how the caption and the video are related. They seem like totally separate things. I'm so sick of my generation. So I've decided to join yours. I'm a teenager now. In fact, I'm so young that my kids are All right. Now, obviously, I don't like this video. I don't like it one bit. But I'm mature enough to realize that I'm not the target demographic for this video. This video is for MILFs. And I'm not a MILF. I'm at most a DIL. I'm just a dad you would like. And the MILFs in the comments are loving it. Yes, you still got it. Where you been all my life? Damn, my kind of guy. More power to him, I guess. The one thing that I can't get over is the setting in which he's making this video. Are you in public? It looks like he's just in the lobby of a hotel making the absolute thirstiest video I've ever seen. You need to get to your room ASAP, dude. You are too horny to be in public. I like this guy in the background. The second he realizes he's in this video, he steps out of frame because he's like, oop, I can't be in this. Oop, get me out of here. This guy's too horny. The caption is still got it, which is a little confusing to me because usually you would say that about something you used to do when you were young. Brian, did you used to do this when you were young? They didn't have iPhones back then. Who were you doing this to, man? The reason so many people are single and not in relationships today is because we're looking for that 90s love in a 2023's hookup culture. Tell me I'm wrong. Yeah, man, that's fine. Where are you? What's going on in the background here? I'm looking for that 90s love. The kind of girl that doesn't just want to hook up, but wants to go on a date to the giant dirt pile in town. I love that dirt pile. I wish I could date the dirt pile, but she's taken. Hey, get out of here! She's mine! Okay, this is good research. I feel like I'm starting to get what this guy is all about. It's a lot of like pouring your heart out on the internet. Some of it could possibly be on the verge of oversharing, but he's expressing his feelings. He's looking badass while he's doing it. It's like this emotional vulnerability mixed with this cool, mysterious bravado of being alone at the giant dirt pile.
Oh, 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 yeah. Da, da, da. I got a new
Okay, no, that's cool, man. Look, I obviously think that, you know, that's kind of a scary joke to make, but again, this video isn't for me. Oh, uh-oh. Oh God, Brian, the MILFs aren't liking it either. This guy is not funny. My first reaction, ew. Brian, you're scaring the MILFs, man. So I'm unaware of any gigantic piles of dirt near where I live. If there are any, I guess I'm just not cool enough to know where they are. So I'm here. at the woods. Figured that would be an equally strange location to film this TikTok. So we've got strange location, the woods. We're going to have sort of a nostalgic / oversharing caption, which I'm still not sure what that's gonna be yet, but I can just figure that out while I'm editing it. I don't have to do that now. It doesn't have to have anything to do with the video, which is good. And then I also have to appeal to the youth. I have to try to make myself seem like a kid, which usually I'm not very good at, but I went to Walmart and I went to the kids section and I found some stuff that I think is gonna do the trick. Brian had a skateboard in his video, and so I bought a scooter. They didn't have any skateboards. I don't know if this is maybe a little bit too young for the demographic I'm trying to reach, but the box said ages 2 to 5. So I'm just gonna sort of pretend to be shredding it up out here at the beginning of the TikTok. By the way, I am like 75% sure that there's poison ivy under my feet right now that I'm very much trying to avoid. And I think I have, but my legs just feel itchy even just being near it. This was actually a horrible idea. Anyway, the hat. It says Fortnite on it. Can you see that? It says Fortnite on it. I found it at Walmart in the little boys section and I thought, oh my gosh, this is perfect. This is gonna appeal to all the kids. So I've got my scooter, I've got my Fortnite, and I'm ready to have some fun. Let's film a TikTok. Okay, I think I'll just pretend to be ripping it up over here and then I walk towards the camera, all cool. I for sure stepped in the poison ivy that time. Very cool. Why does this hat make me look like a pilgrim? It's like such a flat brim hat that it's gone past looking cool and gone towards looking like a full-on pilgrim hat. I am a Fortnite pilgrim. This one's just kind of a fun one. It's just a picture Shaq posted with like 20 seconds of music and then 20 seconds of silence. I don't know. Could be the move. All right, this TikTok is by a dad by the name of My Life, not yours. So in case you were confused, this isn't you. Yes, dude, thank you. This is the kind of energy I'm looking for. When your kids need you, you drop everything. And you don't walk, you don't run, you don't even drive. You jump through the air like a giant bunny and you land right where they are. I guess we don't see where he lands. It would be kind of funny if it like cut to a reverse angle and he just landed at the bar. But one TikTok in, I am liking this guy's style. So I guess the way I describe this dad is like action hero dad, mystical sorcerer dad. Either way, he's killing it, and I really like his vibe. He's always getting himself into insane situations like this one.
Happy Easter, everyone.
Something so funny about how nonchalantly he says Happy Easter and then teleports himself into the UFO and kamikazes himself. Like, did he know that was gonna happen? Based on how chill he was, I kind of feel like he didn't. Happy Easter, guys. Oh, what the fuck is happening? What the fuck? Ah! You know, I started watching this guy because he mentioned his kids and I was like, oh cool, dad content. But in hindsight, he actually doesn't mention his kids very often. So I guess they don't need help that often because that's the only reason he mentioned them in the first video. He's actually kind of got a lot of other shit going on. He's always defending the earth from some kind of cosmic threat, it seems. And after all these TikToks where he's harnessing magical powers and defending the earth, you'd think that his kids would have some pretty nice stuff to say about him, right? You'd think they'd be pretty grateful, huh? Wrong. As dads, you know, we give and we give, but are we ever truly appreciated? No. My 7-month-old baby did this same thing to me. I was floating around in the spirit realm forever. It took me days to get back into my body. To take a step back for a second here, can we all appreciate how epic his editing is? I mean, this is pretty good. Also, the first time I saw this, I was like, holy shit, how high did this dude jump for this video? This man may be old, but he's still got it. But after watching it a couple times, I think that he's reversed the video and he's jumping off of something high onto the ground. Either that or this whole thing's real. I can't discount that possibility. I like this guy's videos a lot because I feel like we actually are cut from the same cloth in a way. I have always been obsessed with visual effects. I had a YouTube channel for this kind of stuff when I was a teenager. I would do this type of stuff, practice visual effects. I would do tutorials for effects.
Hey everybody, this is Danny Gonzalez, and today I'm going to be doing an After Effects tutorial.
I would watch every behind the scenes of like blockbuster movies that I could get my hands on. So I admire this dad's passion. It kind of takes me back in my own life to a simpler time. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'm pretty excited for this one. My favorite of his TikToks was the UFO one, so that's the one that I want to replicate. I'm gonna have like a UFO or a giant spaceship in the background right here. I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna teleport onto the spaceship and blow it up or something. One thing I really want to replicate is how casually he did it. Like he didn't even know that it was about to happen. I think I just want to kind of like casually stroll up to the camera, kind of maybe wink at the camera. Or no, winking would imply that I know something is gonna happen. Maybe I'm just having a stroll, having a great day, and then I teleport up to the UFO. Would it be funny if I teleport without my clothes? That would really make it seem like I did not know this was gonna happen. Or maybe I did, but at the very least I thought I'd be able to bring my clothes with me. Like you see me teleport and my hoodie is still here and it just drops to the ground. And then how should it start? Should it have something to do with like when my kids need me or something like that? The caption could say something badass like when our way of life is threatened, I'm the man for the job. And then I teleport buck naked up to the UFO and am immediately shamed by the aliens for my tiny butt. All right, let's try this. Okay, and then I'm gonna take off my hoodie, put it right where I was, and then drop it. Okay. There was a person walking by while I was doing that. What do you think she thought? What sense could that possibly make to the average person? Maybe she knew what I was up to. She did look kind of older. Maybe she has a husband that does this kind of thing. All right, well, I'm happy with that. Also, TikToks have been recorded, edited, and posted. Let's see how people responded to them. We're gonna go from the least viewed video to the most viewed video, starting off with Addison Rae's dad. So this is the first video that I posted, and it is by far the least liked out of any of the TikToks. It has 45,000 likes. I think people were just confused. Nobody really got the reference. The general consensus amongst the audience is that I'm going insane. The second most liked comment is, "Nurse, he's out again? Is everything okay at home, Danny?" Okay, I was doing these TikToks to make myself seem like a really cool, awesome dad, and kind of feel like it's not working based on that comment. Oh my god, he's lost it. What is he planning? Or is he just having fun on TikTok? All right, he's either planning a video where this is some kind of satire, or he's actually just having some fun, challenging Jake Paul to a fight, begging him to meet up, and sharing some funny videos. Maybe this is just who Danny is now. Okay, next up was the Shaq TikTok. Lots of people praising my very calm demeanor in this picture. You look so comfy and at ease. You don't look terrified for your life at all. Looks like they were really nice. And then one kind of eerie comment. Please don't die, I love your content. Do they know something that I don't know? I look closer and this was posted by my doctor. Oh no, he's actually been commenting a lot on here. He says, the test results just came back, it's not looking good. Love your content though. Also, was Ice Spice cool? Just feel like there's better ways he could have contacted me. Someone said, is this real? And then someone commented under it, no, it's AI. Look at Ice Spice and Taylor's eyes, or the guy on the right, his hands, or the sunglasses just floating on his shirt. So I guess he's talking about this guy, saying, no, it's clearly AI. Just look at this dude. Which, is kind of fucked up, because it's not AI, that's just a real guy. Everything in the image is real except me. And even I am real. I'm a real person. I just wasn't in that picture. It's kind of interesting as AI has gotten more popular how whenever anything is fake now, all of the comments are AI. It used to be whenever something was fake, all of the comments were Photoshop. Even if it was a video, it would always be attributed to Photoshop, and now it's AI. Even in this case, when it was actually Photoshop, the accusation that gets thrown out is AI. It's just kind of something interesting I noticed. After I posted that TikTok, I was starting to get a little bit worried. I started this video with hopes of becoming the coolest TikTok dad on the platform before it got deleted. And based on these comments, I was beginning to worry that being a good dad didn't have anything to do with TikToks or Ice Spice. But don't worry, the comments on this UFO video fixed all of that. Thank you, Danny, we all say in unison. A modern Shakespeare brought tears to my eyes. I saw this on the news, so heartbreaking. Thank you for saving our children, Danny. Wow, this gave me chills. The things we'll do to protect our children. I mean, I don't exactly know what you did in this video, but thank you for doing it. You definitely did something to protect our children, I think. I would unironically watch this as a movie. Yeah, this TikTok was good, but I just wish it took 2 hours. Oh, Danny, where do I even begin? You are the light to my world. You are the sunshine, Danny, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Can't talk, saving the world. All right, second place, the silver medal of dad TikToks goes to The scooter in the woods TikTok. Raking in a whopping 1.1 million views, 295,000 likes. People are really vibing with oversharing strange location dad. One fun thing about posting all of these videos is seeing people comment trying to guess what the video I'm working on might be about based on all of these seemingly unrelated TikToks. None of them have anything to do with each other, so people's guesses were all over the place. But the most common guess, and the one that had the most likes on this particular post, was, I'm guessing these videos are him doing AI prompts and seeing which ones go the most viral. Which I think, in a way, goes to show how far AI has come, where I'm replicating real videos that people have made, albeit adding my own little comic twist to them, and people assume that they were generated by an AI. It either goes to show how good AI is, or how bad I am. Either one. Someone said, too creeped out by Danny's facial expressions to even read the words. That's right, baby, that's my whole plan. I creep you out so much with my facial expressions that you don't even get a chance to notice I just admitted to burying someone in the woods. And finally, my most popular TikTok with 1.6 million views, POV Dad. With such praise as, this has to be for a video, and Danny, this is brain rot. You know, as a father, it's really important to me to have a positive impact on the minds of the next generation, so it means a lot to me that you would say that. Wonder what the new video is gonna be. What, a guy can't just fantasize about his imaginary daughter getting mugged and then his ragtag family coming to her rescue without people getting suspicious? I think that really says something about society today, and as soon as I figure out what it says, I'm gonna be pissed. Look, at the end of the day, we can laugh and giggle at all of these TikToks, but I think it's important what I learned from all of this, which is nothing. But you know what? I love being a dad. It is the best part of my life. I love it so much. And being a dad is an important job. And if you're a dad and you're working hard to give your kids a good life, there's nothing wrong with getting online every once in a while and posting a silly video or two. Sometimes you just gotta post on TikTok to take the edge off, baby. So here's to all the dads out there. I will toast my Dr. Pepper Zero to you. Clink! Alright, well thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new here and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. After MGK released his song Emo Girl and then followed it up by appearing in a bunch of insane interviews with Megan Fox talking about their love life, I think we're pretty good on MGK for a while. We don't need any more music. We don't need any more public appearances. We're good. We don't need to know any more about MGK's personal life. And folks, I think MGK finally took notice and he listened. He said, all right, look guys, I get it. No more music, no more interviews. I'm gonna take some time and I'm going to release a stoner comedy movie instead. So he hunkered down and he wrote and directed this movie, Good Morning, which currently has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. We got a good thing going here. 2 movies in a row with 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. What's the opposite of a Renaissance man? You know how people, when people can like act and sing and direct, like Donald Glover, people call him a Renaissance man. MGK is like a Dark Ages man. MGK is a medieval man. Also, sorry if I sound sick. Sorry. The moment this movie starts, MGK, aka his character London Clash, gets kind of a weird good morning text from his girlfriend Apple.
Just texting me. Oh, it's Apple.
The text say, I wish I didn't have to do this through text, and then good morning, but she spells morning with a U. Now you might think that this would make London a little bit confused, but then realize, oh, it's just a typo. And you'd be right. He does have both of those thoughts. The problem with this movie is that the entire movie takes place between those two things happening. This entire movie is about MGK being confused about what those texts meant. Before he gets too concerned, he has to Google what morning with a U means. He's like, my fans are probably young enough that both of their grandparents are still alive. I should probably explain what morning is.
Well, today should be interesting.
Yeah, they let you know right away that this movie was written by a millennial. Well, today's gonna be kind of weird. MGK wrote the entire movie like this. So this just happened. Yeah, so the conflict at the beginning of this movie is that London thinks that Apple is breaking up with him. That text was a breakup text. Sorry to have to do this through text. Good morning, as in like happy morning our relationship. What kind of person is Apple that he assumes the text good morning means have a good time with your depression now? Look, this relationship isn't working. We're just growing apart. I just feel like you need to have a happy morning now. A happy grieving to you, good sir. When they introduce this character, she better be like wearing a top hat and carrying around a cane. It's gonna make a lot more sense when that happens.
Good morning, today my
Today might suck, guys. I'm adulting today. All right, guys, it's time to attend the MGK School of Acting. You're about to step into an ice-cold shower. How do you react when the water hits your body? Shiver! Rub your arms to make yourself warm. Okay, those are good answers. Let's ask Professor Gun Kelly. Ooh, sorry, you guys all get Fs. Your punishment? You have to look at MGK's ass. That is just horrendous. I never wanted to see that.
You know why it sucks when you're going through it with your partner?
You're not going through it with your partner. She sent you one understandable typo, dude. Everything's fine. You're fine.
Yo, does this look like a breakup text to you, or am I tripping?
Yes. Yeah, dude, take it from the weirdest looking man you've ever seen who falls asleep in his cereal mid-conversation. That's a breakup text. I don't mean to shame this man's appearance. I think Cody Ko looks great here. This is Cody Ko if TMG made hyperpop music. This man has never sent a normal text in his life. I'm surprised he wasn't like, no, that's about as incoherent and cryptic as I usually am in my text. You're probably fine. His friend is clearly sick. At the beginning of the scene, he throws up on the microwave, and at the end of the scene, he drowns in his cereal bowl, and MGK leaves him to die. MGK, your friend is sick. Help him. And so am I. Goddamn. Also, just like a fun little continuity note, at the beginning of this scene, there wasn't a water bottle on the table, and then at the end of the scene, there is. So, that's probably why this movie has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. Ass continuity. I'm a stickler for details.
Meet Kennedy.
Uh-oh, guys. Megan Fox is here, and she is not like other girls. Megan Fox plays a girl named Kennedy, who's actually not the main love interest in this movie. Her character is actually lesbian, and at the beginning of this movie, MGK explains how, like, she hates boys, but she lives with all these boys, and so she's moving out, which MGK explains right after he forgets his line.
It's in rice.
Come on, you got it, dude. You wrote the movie, you should know it.
Please don't move out.
Yes! He did it! He remembered. It's a pretty long line. I'll cut him some slack. Throughout the beginning of the movie, they're constantly introducing new characters, and every character in this movie has some kind of weird quirk. This friend, like, did too many drugs at a music festival, and now he's kind of loopy. This guy is always throwing water balloons at people. This guy, like, smokes a lot of weed. It seems like MGK wrote this movie with just a bunch of crazy, weird characters, because the only, like, joke that he can think of to put in this movie is another character saying something weird or dumb, and him just kind of looking at them being like, that was kind of weird or dumb.
Mercury is in Everglades. It's retrograde, Leo.
Every time he introduces a new character, there's narration that explains what the weird quirk about these characters are.
This is Angel. Meet Maxine Goldberg.
But they kind of don't, like, explain really what I want to know about these characters.
This is Dylan. I met him when he was working at In-N-Out, and he used to hook me up with free burgers and shakes. He's been my boy ever since.
We don't care that he used to work at In-N-Out. That is so irrelevant. Please tell us why he's so sick. Why is he throwing up and passing out? That's more interesting. The reason that London Clash is so rich and cool that he lives in Rice Gum's house is that he is an actor. So throughout the movie, he's doing actor type things. Like, he films this self-audition tape. I don't really know what he's auditioning for. It kind of seems like he's auditioning for everything and also nothing all at once.
Okay, this is my impersonation of Draco Malfoy looking for drugs.
Where's the pot, Potter? I don't like Draco very much.
Honestly, this scene is pretty sad. I felt bad watching it. They don't explain what he's supposed to be auditioning for in this self-tape, but whatever it is, Jake Novak has a better chance of getting the role.
I want to be the next SNL cast member.
Now here's where the movie prevents the second conflict. That's right, this movie has two conflicts. The first is he gets that text with the typo, but the second is that today he has the biggest audition of his career. And no, it wasn't that self-tape audition. I guess they just kind of threw that in for goofs. He's auditioning to be the next Batman.
I'm still waiting to hear from my agent about this Batman role.
So, throughout the movie, London is faced with two equally important problems. The first, he has to prepare for the most life-changing, career-making audition of his life. And the second is that he's having a little bit of trouble getting a hold of his girlfriend. The stakes can't get much higher than this, folks. But Danny, can't he just prepare for the audition and then try to get a hold of his girlfriend later that day or tomorrow at the latest? No! They could be dead tomorrow, especially that one guy. He could die any second. They have to do both of them today. This movie kind of feels like a Lele Pons YouTube skit from like 2017, but instead of like 10 minutes long, it's an hour and a half long. From the sound effects to the uncomfortable silence between every spoken line in this movie.
Why would you give me goat milk?
I watched an interview. You said you like goat milk.
I can't tell if they're using the awkward silence for like comedic effect to like really hammer home that like, these guys are kind of weird. Or if the silence is more just because nobody knows their lines very well. There's another option that they added in all these pauses in the movie because we're supposed to be laughing at the things that they're saying in the movie. So they added in nice little pauses for us to laugh.
She left with the dude?
A buff dude. And they had bags. And yes, they left together.
In fact, it kind of feels like, have you ever seen people who have edited The Big Bang Theory so that it doesn't have the laugh track to show how like bad all of the jokes are?
Who are you?
Oh, I'm Denise, the new assistant manager.
That's kind of what this movie feels like.
Why are your eyes all watery?
Because I'm high.
That's way better. Bazunga. It's so fitting that this movie feels like a bad YouTube video from 5 years ago, because I'm pretty sure they filmed this at Rice Gum's old house. Did something happen in that house? Is there like a curse? 100 years ago, one of Hollywood's earliest YouTubers died in that house, and now all the content that's created there is cursed to be mad disappointing. Okay, so now they got to investigate what's happened to Apple. London's phone is broken, so he can't contact her, so the only thing he can do is go looking for her. So he goes to the last place she was seen and talks to Pete Davidson.
Did you see Apple?
Yeah, she was just here like 2 minutes ago.
Did she say where she was going?
You know what? She did. She actually... No, are you fucking crazy? You guys never talk to me. I mean, the only reason you know my name is because it's on my name tag. Right there. B-E-R-R-Y. Barry.
Pete Davidson feels like he's not really invested in this movie at all. He breaks the fourth wall a little bit too much in this movie. He reads his name tag like he's making fun of the fact that it doesn't say Pete Davidson. He's like, Barry? That's not my real name. My real name's Pete. It's funny because I'm very clearly Pete Davidson and not some guy named Barry who works at a valet stand. There's also a scene later on in the movie where he looks directly into the lens of the camera. I think they could have cut that out. Well, talking to Pete Davidson, sorry, Barry. It's just so funny that he's pretending to be Barry. Talking to Barry didn't get him any leads, so I guess that means now it's time to go to his audition. No, sorry. Sorry, he breaks into Apple's house to find clues?
Find clues, please.
Find clues of what? What might she have left lying around that would indicate whether she made a typo this morning or not? They find a bag of her fingers? She was missing her fingers this morning. That's why she fucked up the tags. Oh. We should probably call the police, right?
I'm not breaking into my girlfriend's house. Can't believe I'm breaking into my girlfriend's house.
Me neither, dude. Your life is pretty crazy. London Clash is so dumb. He makes the worst decisions at every move in this movie, okay? While they're in Apple's house, one of London's friends knocks over every single urn on the mantle, and ashes go everywhere. And so they're like, oh shit, we have to put back the urns and then refill the ashes. But they're like, the only problem is, where are we supposed to find ashes? Where are we gonna find enough ashes to fill up these urns? But like, they didn't lose the ashes. They all just fell on the floor. They could just sweep them up and put them back in urns. It's like MGK was like constantly forgetting what previously happened in movies. And so the plot is being driven forward by things that just aren't problems. So anyway, as I said, this is a stoner comedy. You can probably guess the solution they think of to produce a bunch of ashes to fill back up the urns.
I'm stoner.
Yep. They're gonna smoke a bunch of weed. Ah, bunch of weed. This movie's crazy. They're gonna smoke a bunch of weed. Well, at least this dumbass plan that doesn't make any sense is gonna result in like some crazy shit happening, right? Something funny's bound to happen now, right? Wrong. They just spend like 10 minutes having a boring ass smoke session on the couch. And then one of them tries to talk to a lobster. They really sat around writing this movie and were like, what's the craziest thing that could happen while we're high? And then settled on talking to a lobster. You know, since weed is legalized in a lot of places like California, where they filmed this, I feel like stoner comedies aren't nearly as like interesting or edgy as they used to be. You know, smoking used to be kind of like a fringe culture. It doesn't really feel like this is like, it's like that crazy or funny anymore. This is a scene of 4 adults sitting around a living room and obeying the law.
Why did you spell it like that?
It's a typo.
Oh my god, it was a typo all along? Who would have guessed that? So I guess now the movie can end now, right? The movie can't end now, right? The movie can end now, right? There's 30 minutes left in this movie? What the fuck is gonna happen? What are they gonna do for 30 more minutes? Sit at a diner, apparently. So you're probably wondering how they wrap this whole thing up, huh? MGK missed his audition, he's not getting the role. His girlfriend is pissed off at him. How are they gonna wrap this movie up? Some sort of grand gesture that wins over both the director and the girlfriend? No, obviously not. That would make too much sense. London Clash gets the role because the director happened to see an Instagram live stream where London Clash gets punched in the face by Dennis Rodman, and the director just assumes that London Clash did that because he wanted to like impress him or something. It's a whole other plot line that I didn't really go into in this video, but it doesn't make any sense in the movie either. So he's got the role, now the only thing left is to get the girl, which he does by sending her a text at the diner being like, can we talk? And she's like, sure. And so they're driving to meet each other. He's texting her the whole way. He's texting and driving, and they get into a car crash, and then they are both paralyzed. That face says it all. That just happened. That's the resolution. He almost murders her. Irresponsible. He was texting and driving and he almost murders his girlfriend, and that's how it ends. After the credits roll, there's like a fun little blooper reel where we get to see the actors like messing around and not knowing their lines very well, which would have been a lot more fun if I hadn't felt like I had just watched an hour and a half of exactly that. Well, folks, what do you think? From rapper to pop punk icon to writer, director, and actor extraordinaire, which do you think MGK did best? Leave it in the comments down below. What do you think he'll get up to next? It's anyone's guess at this point. Professional fencer? Or maybe like a chef? He'll start just making food. That might be kind of sick. And you know what? All he would need to get started is HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit and the sponsor of this video. Guys, I love HelloFresh. They send you fresh, quality produce from the farm to your door in less than a week, so you can savor delicious summer flavors right from home. I love getting a HelloFresh box because you know what it means? It means I don't have to worry about what I'm gonna eat for dinner every night. I'm not gonna find myself driving to some fast food chain to get a quick meal, because I know I've got a quality meal that I can whip up in like 35 minutes right at home. And I know it's gonna be tasty. I know it's gonna be healthy. If you're trying to stick to a particular health goal, HelloFresh has you covered because they have veggie options, fit and wholesome options, and pescatarian options. So HelloFresh fits a variety of lifestyles. Their plans are super flexible. You can pause 1 week if you want to. You can add more food 1 week if you want to. And even if you're on vacation, you can change the delivery address to deliver to your vacation destination. And then you can have home-cooked meals when you're at the family reunion. HelloFresh is the very first carbon-neutral meal kit company, and nearly all of their packaging is recyclable. They help cut down on food waste because they send you pre-portioned ingredients so you're only using what you need. So if you want to check out HelloFresh and have a flavorful summer, then head on over to HelloFresh.com. Use my code TrulyGreg16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 surprise gifts. That's HelloFresh.com. Thanks to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. Thank you to you guys for checking out HelloFresh. Now I'm going to do the outro of this video. All right, you guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new here and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. Greg is what I call my audience here on YouTube. We're the biggest and happiest family on YouTube. That is a scientific fact. Please do not look it up. Please do not fact check me, because facts don't care about your feelings and I don't care about facts. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye. What's up, Greg, and welcome back to another episode of But Dads Are Back.
You are not the
Yay! That's right, this is another installment of everybody's favorite series where I look at really strange ads for mobile games. There's this one that seemed to go viral on Twitter a couple days ago that like everybody's been tagging me in, so I figure, you know what? I might as well bring back the series for an episode to talk about it. This video has 300,000 likes and 8 million views on Twitter, and guess what? I've got beef with them. I have a pretty significant beef with these ads, and I'll explain why, but first, let's just go ahead and watch the ad that everybody's been tagging me in. To be fair, I did have to watch this multiple times for it to make sense to me, so I'm gonna walk you through it. That way, nobody gets lost along the way. So the ad starts out with very little context. It's a woman in a wedding dress, she's crying, and she's taking a taxi home, only to find out that her house is burnt down. Right away, so much backstory that I feel like I'm missing. The first time I watched this, I'm like, are we in the middle of an ad right now? Is this the beginning of the ad? Am I supposed to have watched other ads before this? But rest assured, I've watched a bunch of other ads for this game, and there is no context to be found. There is no explanation, so you just have to accept that this woman is having a very bad day. Then she gets a call from her grandma, and it looks like her grandma comes over to like comfort her for whatever happened at the wedding. I don't know if her fiance like stood her up or died, or if she stood him up or died. While she's being comforted, it also looks like she's holding a picture of herself from the wedding. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's supposed to be the grandma's wedding photos. And she's showing her granddaughter like, look at how happy I was at my wedding. Aw, your fiance stood you up and died at your wedding? Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetie. Look how happy I was at my wedding though. Look at all these pictures. See how I'm smiling at all of them? The reason I'm smiling is because my husband was present at the wedding and alive at the wedding as well. I wasn't marrying a present corpse. He was also alive. Does that make you feel better? Are my happy memories making you feel better? Why not? Then I guess to further comfort her, the grandma gives her a house, which I guess would be a nice gift, but the house is in like terrible condition. The grandma just gives her the keys to this like dilapidated shack. I guess it's big, but is that even a nice gift for someone who just went through like a horrible breakup? Hey, so I know that you're really sad that the person you love the most in your life stood you up at your wedding and doesn't want anything to do with you anymore, but you know what would make you feel better? A really big empty house. A house so big that it could be full of like some little kids running around or a little husband running around, but instead it's just big and empty. Does that make you feel better? Why not? Plus on top of that, with how like out of repair this house is, this just seems like a huge burden. I mean, I hope it'll be nice when it's done because it is pretty big, but like, this just seems like so much work. You know, it actually doesn't even look like it's in that much better condition than her original house. Well, sweetie, we know that you really miss your house because it burnt down and that was like the worst day of your life. So we wanted to make you feel better. So as a community, we all pitched in and raised enough money to buy you a second burnt down house. Go on, get in there. So by now the ad is about halfway done, and if you're wondering like, wait, what even is this game? I don't understand how this is an ad for the game, and what is going on? You're not alone. But luckily they take a pause from the story real quick to show us some actual gameplay from the game. And it's just like a home improvement game, like a gardening and fixer-uppy game. In fact, you might notice that it has kind of like a similar vibe to Lily's Garden, which I talked about like, I don't even know how long ago, like a year ago? A year and a half? If you don't remember, Lily's Garden were the absurdly inappropriate ads for a gardening game. They had all sorts of fun ads, like Lily's private time sitting on the washer, Lily pretending that she's pregnant so that her boyfriend will leave her. All sorts of wacky scenarios that they used to market this game that, as far as I could tell, was just about gardening. So hold the absolute F up, Merge Mansion, which is the name of this game. I don't know if I've said it yet. So hold up, Merge Mansion. You think you can just steal Lily's Garden's thing? I'm sorry, but I'm not going to allow this copycat behavior, okay? Sure, I didn't like Lily's Garden ads at the time, or even now. And they also tried to start beef with me by putting my little nutcracker guy in their commercials next to a dumpster. So really, I shouldn't be defending them at all. But you know what, Merge Mansion? Stop it. It's also just like so over the top for a game about just like home improvement. Is all of this context and backstory necessary? Would this be important to me if I downloaded the game? Would I use this information at all? So I've got an empty spot in my garden. I can either plant a tree or build a statue. Keeping in mind that my fiance did either die or stand me up on my wedding day, I think the choice is actually pretty clear. I'm going back to therapy. Okay, so then the ad takes a drastic turn. What the hell did Grandma do? Huh? It's not clear what they're arresting her for. And they never explain it either, so I'm not sure if it's just like another thing that you're just gonna have to accept you don't know the answer to, like what happened to her fiance and how did her house start on fire? Or maybe it has something to do with the fiance and the house. I don't know. Did she burn down the house? Did she burn down the fiance? I don't know. And there you go, that's the whole ad. He is alive. Oh, rats, Merge Mansion. Just when I think I figured out some of the context of this ad, you go and pull the rug right out from under me. What the fuck does that mean? So, who is alive, first of all? The fiance? I'm going to have to assume that's who they're talking about, which makes me think that I might have been right about them all thinking the fiance died. Is that why the wedding was canceled? And if so, how did they think that he died? How did they think that he died but never saw him be dead? Did he just not show up to the wedding and everyone was like, damn, he must be dead? That's the only reason a groom has never not showed up to a wedding, because he died. So that sucks. Maybe at first they thought the fiance stood her up at the wedding, but then when she got home to where she and the fiance lived together, the house is burned down. So then they're like, oh shit, he didn't just stand her up. He stood life up. He stood up the rest of his life. Now that's all interesting enough, right? That was a very strange ad, I think we can all agree. But if you scroll down in this Twitter thread, apparently there are other endings to this ad. There are like slight alternate endings that apparently other people have seen. So here's one of them. Instead of saying he is alive, her hand says, I planned this. Which I feel like if we're talking about the whole like fiance fake death thing, like almost means the exact same thing. There's also an alternate ending that has her saying you're next on the hand. I mean, all sort of just alluding to the same fact that the grandma did something nefarious and that's why the fiance disappeared, or, you know, she did something wild and wacky and now she's going to jail. I can't wrap my head around why they made these alternate endings. Are they like targeting the different ads to different groups of people? Like this really small change will have a different appeal to different demographics? Okay, so we're thinking that You're Next will go to the Gen Zers. But for the older crowd, like the baby boomers, we're thinking I planned this on her hand. Because old people really like planning. After doing a little bit of detective work on YouTube, I was able to find like, I guess the production company or studio or something that makes these ads. Okay, so that ad is about having a threesome. Does the game, I just want to know, does the game have anything to do with these ads? This home improvement game? I can't imagine it does. Okay, so now I'm out in the garden and here's a bush. What do I want to do here? I can either water bush, cut bush, have sex with two people hiding in bush. It's interesting that this is like the studio that makes these ads because they have a little description. Merge Mansion, a hit game from Metacore, needed 3 different ads full of warmth, humor, and drama. Warmth, humor, and drama. The simple warmth of finding out your fiance died and that your house burnt down and that your grandma had something to do with it all. They wanted to make films that are distinctive, surprising, and interesting from the first second. Distinctive? Try telling that to Lily's Garden, dude. I'm actually in love with this Twitter thread though, because once this tweet started picking up traction and a bunch of people started seeing it, everybody started replying with weird ads that they've seen. And yeah, there's some weird ass ads out there. I haven't done this series in a while, and it turns out that developers have been going buck wild, dude. That's all I can say. Look at this. Wow. Dude, what a brutal kick. Oh my god. The sound effect and everything. I know that this is a common theme for all of these game ads, but I couldn't even wager a guess as to what this game is about. They're like stranded on an island, maybe? Like a desert island, but also this dude is like doing a little stripper pole dance for this girl. It's this fun new game where a group of people get stranded on a desert island and they have to start a new society, and instead of implementing money as currency, they implement pole dancing and lap dances, weirdly enough, as currency. And instead of jail, you just get punted. This next ad is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen, and I'm not exaggerating. And there's no way you'll believe me unless I just play it, so here you go. Dude, what is this? Stinky fart dragon game? Dragonscapes.adventure. What the hell? What is this? The dragon farts once and the girl laughs and she's like, oh, you like that? You kind of like when I fart? And the girl's like, yeah, I guess it's kind of silly. It's kind of like funny in an immature type of way. And the dragon's like, oh, okay. Well, how about I fart so hard that I break your spine? You like my farts, huh? How about I fucking kill you? Wait, is this the same girl? Dude, it is! Wait, okay, so this ad had nothing to do with dragons, but this is clearly the same girl. She's got the same outfit and everything. Okay, maybe this game doesn't have anything to do with pole dancing or dragons. Is it just about punting this girl? Sending her flying? Okay, so the main object of this game is to wait until this girl's having a good time, see how she's dancing and having fun, or she like thinks that the dragon's fart is kind of funny. Wait until she's having fun, and then you just fucking send her. Oh, wait. In the very last frame, it looks like now she's on an island by herself. So is this like the backstory for how she gets stranded on Stripper Pole Island? She was just having a good time watching her dragon, and then she got like farted onto a deserted island? Maybe I'm reading too much into this. Is this even a real game? Wow, that game looks pretty cringe. That game looks so weird. Who would download that? I mean, what do? You're in like colonial times and you form an army of dudes wearing only boxer briefs that can like form together into these sick big weapons, and then you like fight off these other armies? That's crazy. Crazy bad. That looks like a bad game. What is this game even called? Something dumb, probably. What is it? Guns of Glory? That's crazy, man. I would never want to even look at a game like that now that I know the name of it. Oh, look, this looks like one of those like episode type games, like a choose your adventure type thing. She says my fantasy ... and I guess you get to pick. Her two options are Spank Me Master or Spank My Ass Master. Is there a difference? Spank my ass, master. Now spank me, master. Anyways, guys, I think that's enough bedads for now. Now it's time for a good ad. Thanks to our sponsor, Sleeper. You guys, let me tell you about today's sponsor, Sleeper. Sleeper is a fantasy sports platform. It's an app that's available on the App Store and the Google Play Store, but it's not just any fantasy platform, it's the best fantasy platform for all of your fantasy football, basketball, and for gamers like me, it's even got esports. The reason I think Sleeper is the best fantasy platform out there is because they've got personality, dude. I mean, look at this app. It's got a sleek, modern design. It's got a beautiful UI, very clean, laid out just right. They've got all the features you're used to in fantasy apps and more. They've got social features like voice and text chat, which means leagues that use Sleeper have more fun. They chat more, they react to moves that happen all season long, and it all comes with 0 ads. If you don't have a group of friends to play with, that's fine because Sleeper just released a matchmaking feature that will help you find the league that's right for you. So if you and your friends want to take your fantasy sports league to the next level, then download Sleeper in the App Store or Google Play. The link will be in the description. Thank you to Sleeper for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out Sleeper. All right, well, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new here and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. We're basically the fastest growing army on YouTube. Please do not look that up, but it is true. All right, well, thanks again for watching, and I hope you guys have a nice rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye. This video is over now. Go find something else to watch, or just watch this video. I know we had a lot of fun, but you can't stay on this end screen forever. No. This video is over now. So why are you still watching this? All right, I have 2 things to apologize for. 1, this video is definitely gonna come out after Christmas, and 2, sorry I look like such a freaking nerd right now, dude. These glasses. I have an ulcer on my eyeball. Merry Christmas to me. Don't worry, it's not a big deal. It's gonna get better in a few days. I just have to put these drops in my eyes like every 20, 30 seconds. I know this is gonna come out after Christmas because I'm recording this the day after Christmas. But to be fair, like, are modern Christmas movies even really about Christmas anymore? Old Christmas movies used to be like, you know, sweetie, this family is the best Christmas gift a guy could ever ask for. Why, I'm starting to think I won't kill myself after all. Whereas now, Christmas movies just feel like a hodgepodge of cliches that are vaguely related to Christmas. Every Christmas movie now is like, Christmas with the Stinks. What happens when Santa gets lost in a small town just 1 week before Christmas? He's gonna have to spend it with the Stinks. Hey, come on in, we're the Stinks. We like to poop and shit. Also, Santa is a secret agent. And he's got a gun. I have a gun. Starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as every role and filmed entirely in front of a green screen. I have a gun. Netflix presents Christmas with the Farts. Only on Hulu, July 7th. I mean, Netflix's like big Christmas movie they came out with last year didn't feel like a Christmas movie at all. It was a very confused movie about Santa being kidnapped by a witch who like sucks all of his powers up so she can imprison half of the population, which on its face does seem like it could be like a whimsical, fun Christmas movie. I just wish any of the people making the movie realized that, because they all just played it really serious and made it feel like a Marvel movie.
Hey, Fred. Got a 5'11" male grown-up hovering by the scented candles. Keep an eye out.
Yeah, we got a guy maybe stealing one candle. Can we get somebody to take him in the back and kick his ribs in? Also, Santa appears to have some kind of deal with the US military. They like escort him around with fighter jets. What does the US military get from this deal? Santa, are you making them bombs? I also feel like this movie does this thing that a lot of Christmas movies do now, where because Santa's whole operation is basically impossible, basically, not, you know, I still believe in Santa. They try to come up with lore that explains it and makes it seem more believable. So like in this movie, instead of Santa's village just being like a dozen elves helping him, it's like an entire city. It's a metropolis. Yeah. Now that actually makes it make less sense. It actually made more sense when it was just magic. Thank you though. Anyway, I don't really want to spend too long talking about that movie because it's pretty boring. And I also want to talk about the movies that I actually want to talk about. Dear Santa and A Very Jonas Christmas. Dear Santa also came out last year, and the premise, if you can believe it, is that a little boy writes a letter to Santa, but he is dyslexic, so he accidentally addresses it to Satan. And then Satan shows up. And it turns out he's the guy from the Minecraft movie. Yeah, very different kind of idea for a Christmas movie, but in their defense, at least they made him terrifying. Yeah, I don't know what kind of processing they did on Jack Black's face, but he looks very uncanny. I mean, he looks like a video game character. To the point where, like, he might be completely CGI. I don't know if Jack Black knows he's in this movie. And I think that this right here is what might have given me that eyeball ulcer.
Young kid writes a letter to Santa, but he misspells it and it goes to Satan. So Satan, played by Jack Black, shows up at Christmas time and comedy ensues.
Why did they put Jack Black in quotes?
Played by Jack Black.
Does Jack Black know he's in this movie? That's why Jack Black is in this movie that we made about Satan. On all accounts, this movie makes zero sense. I don't know why they made this. A child being haunted by the Lord of Darkness should be the plot of like a horror movie. Is he gonna be like his friend? Are they gonna hang out? Is this gonna be like Gooby but with an evil monster? They already made that movie. It's called Gooby. Now going into this movie for the first time, I knew two things about it. One, that Jack Black plays Satan. And two, that something happens at the end of this movie that is in very poor taste. I was very curious to see what that was, but as the movie progressed, I honestly had a hard time seeing how that could possibly be. I mean, after all, there's so much insane shit in this movie, how could there possibly just be one thing? So most of this movie revolves around Satan trying to get this little child Liam to fulfill a deal in which Liam gets 3 wishes, and Satan gets his soul for eternity, and Liam goes to, and excuse my language here, hell. And in fact, he does eventually fulfill the deal, which leads to this very confusing montage.
What? Why so blue?
Why so blue? I just sold my soul to the devil.
I'm sorry, I'm having a little trouble seeing why him selling his soul to Satan made him cool suddenly. Damn, look at that kid. He's so cool. What's his secret? I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell. So like, does that lead to the poor taste ending? Is it Liam's parents' marriage falling apart? Is it Liam trying to use Satan to get his crush to fall in love with him? Is it this kid's teeth? Is it him wishing Satan would resurrect his brother from the dead and it happening? Oh, yep, that's it. It's that.
We wanted to make sure that it didn't get too dark. It didn't become a horror movie or anything like that.
I don't know, guys. I think you made it too dark.
We wanted to tell a nice Christmas story.
Yep. It's nothing like Satan resurrecting a little boy from the dead to make you forget this movie had anything to do with Christmas. Also, like a third of this movie revolves around Liam going to a Post Malone concert to impress his crush. And of course, Satan puts a spell over Post Malone to make him think that he's best friends with Liam. And when I was watching this, I was like, okay, so they must have just like repurposed all of this Post Malone concert footage from an actual Post Malone concert, right? Oh no. No, there's Liam dancing up on stage with him. Damn. They really threw a whole Post Malone concert for this weird ass movie. That's crazy.
And I wanted to bring up probably the most important man to my career and the inspiration for my music.
I am happy for Liam, but I'm concerned for Post Malone here. Bringing a 10-year-old on stage and being like, this little boy is my muse. He's everything to me. It's definitely gonna put a weird stain on his career. Everyone in the crowd is like, yo, this Liam dude sounds awesome. Post Malone has lost his mind, but this Liam kid can dance. Hey guys, it's me, Santa. I probably look a little bit different than you're used to, huh? Probably expecting a guy in a big red coat with a white beard, huh? Well, This is what I actually look like. All that stuff about rosy cheeks and a big white beard is all made up. Coca-Cola made that up in the 80s. I have always looked like this. Anyways, guys, I was just popping in here to thank SoFi for sponsoring this portion of the video. As we all know, one of the simplest and most powerful ways to build wealth is actually by earning interest on your money. Making your money work for you. Just like I make the goblins work for me. Like, that's right, the elves are another thing Coca-Cola made up. They're actually goblins, and sometimes I also hire ghosts. But here's the thing, when it comes to interest, most banks give you a tiny amount, like a fraction of a percent. But thanks to today's sponsor, SoFi, we're gonna change all that for you, all right? SoFi is a mobile-first finance company helping its members save, spend, borrow, and invest. When you open a SoFi checking and savings account and set up an eligible direct deposit, you earn a competitive APY, and there are no account fees. One thing I do want to make clear is I do still like milk and cookies. So if you're like, oh, this isn't the Santa I know, I'm not gonna leave out milk and cookies. That's the one thing I do like. But I like oatmeal raisin. I'm an oatmeal raisin guy. That means your money's not just sitting there, it's working. Every dollar you earn in interest can earn more dollars in interest. Over time, that's gonna really add up. You'll even get paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit. And you can access additional FDIC insurance up to $3 million on deposits through a seamless network of participating banks. For a limited time, when you open a new high-yield savings account, you can get up to a $300 cash bonus and a 0.7% boost on your savings APY with eligible direct deposit. Terms apply. So start putting your money to work like I put those geese to work pulling my sleigh through the air. That's right, reindeer can't fly. I use geese because they can fly. Head to SoFi.com/Danny, click the link in the description, or scan this QR code to learn more and get started. Thank you to SoFi for sponsoring this video, and thank you to you guys for checking out SoFi. Merry Christmas! I just laugh like that. Now, I got a lot of requests to talk about this Jonas Brothers Christmas movie, A Very Jonas Christmas. And the movie definitely lives up to the title. Almost this whole thing is about the Jonas Brothers. So this movie is about Nick, Joe, and Kevin having like one last concert in London before they have to fly home for Christmas with their families. But due to a series of goofy hijinks, they get stranded. And at one point in the trailer, it looks like they even get lost in the woods in Europe. When I watched the trailer, I was like, how the fuck are they gonna get lost in the woods? There are no airports there. So when I first heard about this movie, I was very excited to watch it. I think the only other movie I've ever seen these three brothers in is Camp Rock, and that movie was very easy to make fun of. And I don't really even think they've made many movies since Camp Rock. I mean, on Rotten Tomatoes, Nick's picture looks like it's from like 2013, Joe's 2015, and Kevin's 1978. Also, look at the poster for this movie. Is this about them trying to get home for Christmas or assailing a foreign dignitary to assassinate him? We got Nick in the car, Kevin in the train, and Joe is definitely gonna die up there. Oh yes, there's no doubt about it. This movie is gonna be pretty bad. Let's look at what it's got on IMDb. Oh, a 5.7. Okay, that's actually better than I would have thought. What about Rotten Tomatoes? 92? Wait, it looks like people actually really like this movie. And look at this dad on TikTok. He's losing his mind laughing. Did the Jonas Brothers make a good Christmas movie? On purpose? Okay, so I have watched the movie, and I will say it's better than I thought it was gonna be, but that doesn't mean that it's not insane, because it is still insane. For example, you're probably wondering how the Jonas Brothers got stranded in Europe in the first place. Like, obviously, most people have to deal with, like, holiday travel congestion, but the Jonas Brothers probably fly on, like, a private jet, right? They're not dealing with regular air traffic. Well, like I said, they just finished their tour. They're anxious to get home to their kids. It does kind of seem like their kids aren't really that anxious for them to get home.
I'm gonna be home tomorrow and I'm gonna take you skiing just like I promised. And she could care less.
That does kind of lower the stakes of the movie a little bit, that they're like, guys, what are we gonna do? We've gotta get home for Christmas. Our kids need us. And their kids are just like, nah, we're good, man. Don't worry about it. We have really healthy attachment, so we're not gonna fret too much about it. Don't do anything too drastic. How about we get lost in the woods and eaten by wolves? Well, Nick and Kevin are anxious to get home, actually. Joe is a little bit sad that tour is over because he's gonna miss his brothers, so he starts unknowingly venting to none other than Santa himself.
Nothing like Christmas to help a family rediscover its magic.
Except our Christmas plans are to get the hell away from each other, so.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all.
Hold up. They want to get home for their kids on Christmas? No. Santa cannot allow that. Santa hates kids. So Joe walks away, and Santa is upset that the Jonas Brothers aren't going to be spending Christmas together. So he comes up with a brilliant plan. Nay, a perfect plan. Nay, a terrible plan to keep the Jonas Brothers together.
Christmas spirits, I've seen something tragic. These boys shan't get home till they rediscover their brotherly magic. Unless they decide to spend Christmas with each other, the spell will keep brother stuck with brother, stuck with brother.
I mean, that's wild. Is that a thing that Santa does? He casts spells like a witch? Dang, maybe I take back what I said earlier.
Hey, come on in, we're the Stinks. We like to poop and shit.
No, not that. The thing about the magic.
It actually made more sense when it was just magic. Thank you, though.
Yeah, that. Don't worry, though. The consequences of his spell aren't anything too crazy. After all, Santa Claus works in subtle ways. Holy shit! Santa, did you check to make sure there weren't people on there? Let's have a moment of silence for all the people on that plane that involuntarily volunteered their lives for the greater good, helping the Jonas Brothers reconnect. I had no idea that when Santa worked his magic, there was so much like death and despair involved. That's crazy. Also, it's a little bit disturbing that I feel like the Santa in this movie has already done worse things than Satan did in that entire movie.
You're the uptight, responsible one. You're the lovable tramp, and I'm the relatable human cardboard. Forgettable Curly, the world's most unlikely rock star. Not Nick or Joe. The one that still lives in New Jersey.
Dang, they are really leaning into this ragging on Kevin thing in this movie. Like, damn, I know this is a thing people joke about. I know I've written a whole song about ghosting the guy, but you guys are his brothers, dude. Feels different when you do it. This movie is also a musical, which is kind of fun. A lot of the songs are very catchy, like Coming Home This Christmas. Unfortunately, music labels have been like very strict about copyrighted music on YouTube, so I can only show you like a tiny little snippet of it. Now, one thing that made it kind of tricky to write a video about this movie is that they do this very self-aware thing where anytime like a goofy plot detail comes up, they make a joke about it before you even get a chance to think it in your head. Wait, they're getting to the train station just barely before their train, but they're gonna stop to sing a song about it? That's kind of...
You think we have time for a song? Yeah!
Oh, they already... Okay. But isn't this whole plot just the plot of a bunch of Christmas movies?
Have you ever seen a Christmas movie? It's literally the entire plot of the film.
Damn, they're good. Who knew the secret to making a flawless movie is just pointing out all the flaws before anybody else has the chance? Honestly, it is a pretty good tactic if your sole goal with the movie was making it really hard for commentary YouTubers to make videos about it. But it does feel very defensive, and it also kind of gets old to, in every scene, be like, yo, this is kind of weird. What is going on here right now? What the hell, is that a camera? Also, there's a lot of parts in the movie that are actually genuinely funny, and they kind of ruin them by doing this like self-aware thing. Like this song that Nick sings from his musical Home Alone the Musical, where all the lyrics are just about how being home alone means that there's no people in the house. It's a very funny song. Also, I think that YouTube is claiming this one less, so I think I can show a little bit more of it. But even when the movie is actually funny, the writers still feel the need to be like, what the hell are these guys even talking about?
I can't believe the show only ran 3 weeks. I can.
I'm sorry, Joe. Nick is just being so random right now. I mean, what is this? Some kind of movie? On Disney Plus, perhaps? Another downfall of this movie is that it really hinges on you knowing a lot about the Jonas Brothers. I mean, they weren't kidding with that title, dude. This is a very Jonas Christmas. Ideally, they want you to know, like, details about the Jonas Brothers' personal lives that I just am not in tune with. So I felt like I kept missing references. Like, apparently Joe has a line of candles.
I know what you need. A calming chamomile candle. My new line, Glow by Joe.
Also, apparently Nick and Kevin are married with kids, and Joe is divorced? I didn't know that before I watched this movie. So every time they would vaguely reference it, I had no idea what they were talking about.
Got a few bad breakups under my belt as well.
I'm not sure what to do here. Like, do people pretend not to know literally everything about your personal life? Or like...
Yeah, it must suck for everybody to know that you have brothers? That's what we're talking about, right? You had 2 brothers and then you got divorced with one of them, so now you just got one, huh? I know so little about their personal lives that in my head, Joe just is his character from Camp Rock. So when I heard that he was divorced, I was like, damn, it didn't work out with Mitchie. You guys were so perfect for each other. So more wacky hijinks happen, and eventually they get picked up by Santa, who I gotta be honest is a very unorthodox Santa.
I live a very solitary life. My home is very remote, and my work is all-consuming.
Yeah, he's like lonely and burnt out. I guess maybe he doesn't have the elves in this version of Santa, and so he has to do it all himself. Maybe he makes every present via terrifying spell.
This lone wolf has always daydreamed about being part of a pack.
Would you mind pulling over? I just want to go check on my brothers.
Hey, would you mind pulling over? You're freaking me the fuck out. Eventually, they find a private jet to fly them home, but the pilot crashes the plane because he's taking sexy pictures of himself while flying. I like how the plane is in complete free fall and they don't seem to be affected by the G-force at all. We're going down! Everybody, brace for impact! Oh, fuck! There's this running plot line throughout the movie about how Kevin secretly wants to sing in a Jonas Brothers song, but they never let him and he's too scared to bring it up. But at the end of the movie, they make it home to their families and they're all singing and they finally let Kevin sing. It's a fun moment. It's great to finally hear him sing, and it's great that they're finally letting him. But then in real life, I just saw that Kevin just like released his own solo song. So it kind of seems like the opposite happened in real life. In the movie, they're like, yay, Kevin is singing. And in real life, they're like, you have to sing as far away from us as humanly possible, please. Honestly, though, all in all, this movie was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. I was laughing at parts. I even looked like that dad from that TikTok at a few parts, dude. I was sitting on the couch kicking my feet. I was giddy. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hate to break it to you, but I don't know, this will probably be my last video of the year. Enjoy your New Year's celebrations, everybody. Stay safe. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.
What's up, Greg, and welcome back to the Romance Channel, where we cover the hottest romance movies known to man. When you think of the perfect love story, what comes to mind? Passion, lust, destiny, brothers, psychological intimidation, gazebos. All of those? Yeah, all of them? Good. Because today we're talking about The Kissing Booth. I've had this movie recommended to me for a while, and I recently sat down to watch it, and I gotta say, guys, I'm pretty confused. This movie has a completely normal premise, and there's actually nothing wrong with it. It's not weird at all. Guys, don't we all have a best friend? And don't you and your best friend have a written, strict set of rules that you guys follow to maintain your friendship? And isn't one of them, don't fuck my brother? Do not have sex with my brother! Of course, so see, I don't know what the problem is.
Just don't end up grinding coochies with my brother, or I'll literally never talk to you again.
Grinding coochies? What the? Ugh. All right, you know what? Just for that, that's it. I am making the video. The Kissing Booth is a bad movie. This movie starts off with way too much exposition. Instead of a normal movie where you sort of naturally learn about the characters as the story progresses, the movie decides to just dump the main character Elle's entire life story on you in like 3 minutes. Okay, Lee got a scooter and you broke your leg. Actually, should I be writing this down?
Learned how to ride a bike. Learned how to swim.
Okay, she knows how to swim? I feel like I would have just assumed she knew how to swim.
Got my first bra. Discovered I like soccer. Discovered a way to get to our favorite place to dance.
Okay, all right, okay. I think it's too much information, right? There's no way all of this information is necessary right at the beginning of the movie. It's not. It's almost all unnecessary information, actually. And by the time I finished watching this intro, I felt like I had already watched like 10 movies. I still have to watch another movie after this. I've watched like 3 people grow up from being a baby. Before the movie even starts, you watch Elle's mom slowly die in the hospital.
Sat with mom in the hospital, said goodbye to my mom.
Damn.
Told her all about Noah. Watched Noah ride his motorcycle for the first time.
Oh, hell yeah. Mom or motorcycle? I think we came out all right on that deal. Did we need to see the mom die? Did that have to happen? They barely reference it in the rest of the movie. Did they have to just rapid fire through that? I guess it gives you a reason in the movie, like right off the bat, to be rooting for Elle, because you've seen her go through some hard times. I guess later on in the movie, if you ever start to feel like she's being an asshole, the movie can be like, hey, well, her mom died, all right? So take it easy with the judging, okay? Pretty much all you need to know from the intro of this movie is that Elle and Lee are best friends. You know because they pretty much have the same letters in their name. And Elle has a crush on Lee's older brother, Noah. Noah is established as being irrationally angry and violent in the intro as well, so what's not to love?
And that's
Hey! Don't fuck my brother! So Elle is clearly infatuated with Noah right from the start. I think we can all see that. Lee can see that. So you might think, damn, they have just a few rules in their friendship and Elle is not able to follow them. What a jerk. And 1, you haven't even seen the half of it, dude. If you think this is bad, what do you think the rest of this movie's about? And 2, easy with the judging, dude, all right? Her mother passed away. I do find it interesting that the rule says, like, no dating either of our relatives. This rule was clearly made just to keep Elle away from Noah. Elle's only immediate family in this entire movie is her dad, who's like 50, and her brother, who was probably like 2 when they made these rules up. Her mother, I don't know if you know this, but she unfortunately did pass away, so she is not in the picture anymore. So did Lee propose this rule being like, hey, so, if you stay away from from my brother, then I, a child, won't fuck your dad. Deal? One day while getting ready for school, Elle rips her pants and has to wear the only other option that the uniform allows, which is her skirt, which is a little bit too short for her comfort, and she ends up getting groped by a jock. Luckily, Noah, who we've established as being very violent, jumps in to beat the shit out of the jock.
Little sister's pants, which is super gross.
So Noah is the main love interest in this story, and they start out by establishing that Noah sees Elle as a little sister to him. Pretty interesting. And I do wonder how they're gonna get around that, if he is to be her love interest in this movie. So the reason this movie is called Kissing Booth is because Elle and Lee run the dance club at their school, which they never actually show, but I think it just consists of them going to the arcade and playing Dance Dance Revolution, which, if so, is a sick idea for a club. But their school is having a carnival, and their dance club has to come up with like a fundraiser to do at the carnival. Kissing Booth! Oh shit! I love how they both say it at the same time. That's such a specific suggestion. It's almost as if they've done this before, and they think of Kissing Booth as like the solution to every problem. Her mom was in the hospital earlier, and Elle's like, damn, if only we could heal my mom with some kind of Kissing Booth! The doctor's like, you two need to get the fuck out of here. Obviously, that was the first thing we tried. Before Elle and Noah can get together, though, we need to find a little bit more out about Noah. Like, who is this main love interest? We know that he's violent, which is awesome. But the movie also has to show us how manipulative he is. You see, it all starts with Elle exploring some other love options at school. For example, the man that groped her earlier. Oh, sorry. So Noah goes by Flynn for some reason. Like, all of his friends call him Flynn. So when they're talking about Flynn, they're talking about Noah. Just so that makes sense. What? Okay, so not only does Noah see Elle as a little sister, but he's also like manipulative as hell and scary. I'm gonna beat up anyone that talks to you and threaten anyone that looks at you. And it's not because I want you. It's because I think you're gross. You're like a little sister to me, babe. He calls her kiddo? Gross. Lock this man up immediately. You still got a lot to learn, kiddo. Like, for example, how fucking crazy I am. You have no idea. You have no fucking clue. But you're gonna learn today. I'm naked, baby! The Flynns are a very controlling family, aren't they? Like, in Elle's friendship with Lee, he's made all these rules that he has to follow, like, don't fuck my brother, and now Noah has rules like, don't fuck anybody else. It's an entire family where they're like, hey, who are you gonna fuck? Who is that? Who is that? Don't fuck him. Fuck me. No, don't fuck me. That's not allowed. So the Kissing Booth is coming up, but Elle is having a little bit of trouble getting people to volunteer to work at the Kissing Booth, obviously, because that sounds gross as hell.
Need peeps to work our Kissing Booth.
Looks like she started texting people that don't even go to her school. This guy? This like bald middle-aged man? Is that a teacher? Whoever he is, he thinks that it's hysterical that she would even ask. She's got Abraham Lincoln in here, Frida Kahlo. This girl has quite the contacts list. I do respect Abe for his honesty though. You know, I guess that is what he was known for. But I understand his reservations. He has not had good luck with booths in the past. After a few more uncomfortable scenes of Noah protecting Elle from herself, it's time for the Kissing Booth. Since they're short on volunteers, when it comes time to actually do the Kissing Booth, Elle ends up having to step up to the plate, and Noah, our sweet, violent Noah, decides, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going in. Where the fuck did he come from? Was he just lurking beneath the sand to jump out?
Don't make me beg.
Ah, she said no! Leave her alone. Noah's a really confusing character in this movie because they kind of portray him as this like popular guy that gets all the girls. Whenever he's not talking to Elle, he's like making out with some other girl or like talking to the popular cheerleader girls or whatever. But he like, other than that, doesn't seem to have any friends or like a social group. The only time he interacts with the other guys in his grade is to threaten them, apparently. For this entire party, before this happens, they just show him kind of like lurking alone in a corner until apparently she's pretty into.
Oh, wait!
Hollywood Sign at Night. You guys ever been to the Hollywood Sign at Night? Great place to make out. Great place to get eaten by coyotes, too. I feel like a lot of people don't realize the Hollywood Sign's like in the middle of a nature preserve. I think there's like mountain lions and shit up there. A coyote comes out from behind the Hollywood Sign and is like, fucking by the Hollywood Sign again, huh, Noah? This man's got some game. All right, guys, get out of here. I'm gonna have to eat your asses. I love that his secret spot to come and be alone is the Hollywood Sign. Yeah, don't worry. I know a little place where we can be alone. It's called Times Square. We'll have a little more privacy up there. From there, their relationship blossoms. They go on dates all over town. They're sneaking around, trying to make sure Lee doesn't catch them.
You expect me to believe that she just tripped?